A boy has the right to dream. There are endless possibilities stretched out before him. What awaits him down the path, he will then have to choose. The boy doesn't always know. At some point, the boy then becomes an adult and learns what he was able to become. Joy and sadness forever will accompany this. He is confronted with a choice. When this happens, does he bid his past farewell in his heart? Once a boy becomes an adult, he can no longer go back to being a boy. The boy is now a man. Only one thing can be said. A boy has the right to dream, for those endless possibilities are stretched out before him. We must remember, all men were once boys.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Project Manga podcast, where we cover One Piece, My Hero, Black Clover, The Promised Neverland, Chainsaw Man, Samurai 8, and Jujutsu Kaisen, week to week. Back this week covering Weekly Shonen Jump issue number 17. I'm your host, Eagle.
What up? It's Kiko.
Noxie.
Nickums.
And as always, before we get started, we would just like to say, go ahead and visit the link tree in the description box down below, where you can find the links to any and all of our online communities, as well as audio listening platforms to consume the podcast on, and links to support the podcast if you would so choose. And with all those words out of the way, I think I just got to say, man, rest in peace.
Pour one out.
To Samurai 8, man.
Pour one out.
We got to pour one out, man.
Pour one in. I'm not pouring nothing all over my desk, but cheers. Cheers.
Put a toast up to the cami.
Yeah. Samurai 8, man. We saw it coming, dude. We didn't want it. We didn't want it to be.
Definitely
we
saw
could
it
see
so
the signs.
soon.
Yeah, we could see the
I
signs.
definitely did not want it
We
to be,
didn't.
especially because I knew, and now seeing a couple of them last people, we did call a lot of it. You know, Ryu, I guess, was going to be a key. Sando was going to be a key.
Yeah.
But that, a couple of them last joints was like that dude with the horn.
Yeah. Hold on. Wait a minute.
Anyway, we can talk about it later. We can talk about it.
But I mean,
Let's,
like, real
let's-
quick though, before we get into it, like, no, I guess we can just wait. I guess we can just wait till the segment to really talk about like how we really felt about.
Save the synopsis.
Yeah, for sure. But other than that, man, another fucking bang out week in Jump. I feel like.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Jujutsu Kaisen was pretty well, not quick. I mean, it was as long as it normally
felt
would be,
quick.
but it was.
I think it was longer.
It's not
I
a
think
lot
it was-
to talk
I think-
about
yeah, I
because
think it was longer than usual. I think it was like
It
22
moved
chapters
it
for
moved
longer.
that Chainsaw Man pace.
Yeah,
it felt
yeah.
like a
Yeah.
Chainsaw Man
Exactly,
chapter.
some of
And
the
that
Chainsaw,
happens,
yeah.
and sometimes you get chapters like that in everything.
Yeah. But,
Yeah, but I think let's just jump
yeah,
right
let's
into
jump into it.
Jujutsu Kaisen chapter 100, the big 100,
The honey.
Keep it 100 today.
the Shibuya incident, part 18.
Wow.
And I don't know, like I said, I feel like there's not a whole lot to talk about this chapter. I mean, you guys might think differently because
I got some.
I feel like there's
This
one
chapter
or two
was
big
all
things to talk
business.
about,
Yeah.
but it was all business and it was pretty quick. It was just like the fight.
Nanami did pull up with business hands. That's
Bro,
No.
he said.
He
When he's
said-
rapping him, I'm like, can he do his ability with those hands? And no, he
Yeah,
can.
oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
He
He
said,
can.
"Bitch, I'm not playing around. If you don't give me these numbers, I'm about to mess your ass up. All right, give me them."
Ooh,
God, and his
Yeah,
Jutsu
just-
Shiki is so sick, bro.
super
the
sick.
line segment. Isn't he hitting it at like 70%?
7 and 3, bro.
Yeah, that's
it's
what
like,
it
it's
is.
like
3,
a 7
bro.
by 3.
Yeah,
It finds the
he's-
7 by 3 like point in the segment, and then makes a crit, there.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And it's
70,
not
30 or whatever.
only, and
70,
it's
70
not,
30.
yeah, and it's not only on like people. It can be
Yeah.
on just any object. It seems like
Anything.
you can
Yeah.
utilize that on. Yeah. So
Right.
that's pretty cool.
Well, and
then
it-
the rap is the technique, right? Like
Right,
his Jutsu
yeah.
Shiki is within the rap. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter what he could put that on a fucking baseball bat. He could put
Yep.
it on the front of his car.
Is that what's
and
making
just
his
run
body
some-
hard? Is that what's making his body hard like that?
I don't think so.
I think that's
I think it's just the
overtime.
A
70.
separate.
I think that's
You think that's-
overtime.
You think overtime is an ability?
I think overtime is like, I think him going into overtime is what like reinforces his, like his will, like his what's the word I'm looking for here? His
durability.
His constitution. I guess
Sure.
is the
Yeah,
word,
sure.
I guess is the word that I want.
I was wondering about that. So why do you think the boy slashes him and then he kicks him and it's a rock wall?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
why?
I
Why?
think it's just because
what
he's
happened?
like,
I think
like,
that's just
if he's at a level above his opponent, that
to
they
symbolize-
can't even do anything to him because
Yeah.
he's that
Sure.
dominating.
And
of
Nanami's a
presence.
physical type.
Yeah. It's
I
just
just
to
kinda took
symbolize
that-
like, holy shit, this did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I said. I just took it
Okay.
as Nanami is just that hard body physically.
It's
and
kind of like when you see like Malice, illustrated like and represented in
Yeah.
like some stories, like in Toriko, they have those big
Sure.
ogres.
Yeah.
You know, and in like Hunter x Hunter, Pito has like
Yeah.
that big tiger. You know what I'm saying, or whatever, when she's protecting like Kamugi or whatever. Like it's just like those.
Yeah. No,
One
I know
Punch
it wasn't a literal rock wall.
Oh, yeah,
I was just
yeah,
wondering,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
yeah.
It's like
So
One
it's like
Punch
he's like an
Man when you,
enhancer. He's an enhancer type, and he's just really strong or whatever.
Yeah.
yeah.
that's what
Yeah.
I took it as. Yeah,
It was just symbolic shit. He's like, yo, did I just kick a fucking a rock wall type shit? Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? I thought I was kicking a human.
Right. Yeah.
I was surprised by the sword not doing any damage.
Yeah.
Like zero, didn't even cut his shirt. It looked like, I don't know.
But
maybe
there
No,
were
it
panels
cut his
where
shirt.
Cut the shirt,
Okay.
then there were panels where the shirt was fine, and then it would go back to
Okay.
being cut, and then it would be fine again.
Okay.
Yeah, that was kind of weird.
yeah, that's gay.
Yeah.
I felt like I've seen things like that, come and go out of panels, and you're like,
Yeah.
all right, whatever. That's whatever.
Yeah, like whatever.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it just could only cut the clothes or missed or whatever.
But he said,
Man.
"Ah!" He
Yo,
fucking
and
backhanded
then-
him,
Backhand, yeah.
and he
Yeah.
bounced and flew
That's
past
Gege
Bounced
does
and
that.
skipped.
Gege does that better. Like for
Yeah.
the sketchy way that it's drawn, like
Yeah.
how you could just look and see exactly what the fuck happened to
Yeah,
him
he said-
in that.
Yeah.
You're just like, wow.
Hell yeah.
And that's
And then the
when
next
we saw
page
that
when
again.
he fucking gives him the
Yeah, in the gut. Yeah, but in that first,
No,
in that
no
first one-
Nobara's.
Yeah,
eyes.
and Nobara's
She's
like,
like,
bro, what?
Yeah.
But no, like
Yep.
when he backhands him, that reminded me of in the prequel chapter when Yuta stole off Geto in the prequel chapter, and you got the after image of him like flying around and
Yep.
bouncing and shit there too.
Yep,
It's
that
like,
was really
god
good.
damn,
Yep.
You can tell she's just like,
yeah. But
that's gonna be a funny ass moment in the anime.
Yeah, Nobara was like, okay, so this is what a grade 1 sorcerer is. This is pretty crazy. But I'm glad that she didn't just do nothing for the rest of the fight, because when the hand
yeah.
sword came back to try to come get him, she fucking finally
She held it down.
nailed it to the fucking wall, which is pretty sick. Going into my personal theory about Hup's Jutsu Shiki. No, I'm kidding. But the
Fuck outta here.
but the fucking the translator for Jujutsu Kaisen actually pointed out something really cool on Twitter about the hand sword dude's technique and what it could potentially be, because when he goes flying into the wall and he's like, I would have died there if it wasn't for my technique. Originally, I thought, like I was talking to Nick about a little bit earlier, was that like he had, because going back to what I was saying last week about how his clothes are baggy and it's probably hiding more body parts that he can control. I'm like pretty much completely through with that idea now that I like kind of like went back through like the series a little bit more and like kind of like did a little bit more research on the history of this character. But I thought initially, oh, he's got like more body parts in his clothes and he kind of like reverse thrustered his way like to breaking his impact against this wall. But it makes a little bit more sense now that Stefan kind of pointed it out, that his tattoos on his face have, are like these like black lines, but when he takes damage, those lines get like those tats get like emptied out and they just become outlines and like white and shit. So it's kind of like the analogy that he used was fucking like Zelda hearts, Zelda lives in Zelda.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's gotta be it, right? Like
Oh,
even
yeah,
though we
definitely.
didn't,
Yeah.
even though we didn't
Something
get,
like that.
But the questions about that are,
Yeah.
so you see with the attacks that only
Or
the right side is getting, and so when Nanami's finished with him, only one side of his, tears or whatever are
Yeah.
gone, his marks.
Yeah.
And so what would that mean? Does that mean he's not really done and he's going to come back, you know? Or did Nanami's fucking, you know, finisher ended 4 of those joints itself? I don't think that's the
And all
case.
of them are just whited out, and he's
Yeah,
just,
yeah.
he
even
socked
see
him in the face.
Yeah,
you can't even
you don't
see
get
it.
to see. Yeah, you don't get to see the rest of it. But what I was also kind of thinking is that since he does have the like telekinetic link with the hand sword, that the other set is for the hand sword, and that by Nobara putting a nail through it, it's going to get one of the marks, and that sword is going to come back and attack even after Handy Hup's dead. It's going to be a post-mortem Jutsu Shiki technique, you know, that will still, you know, and that thing still has 2 lives, because it just kind of made sense with the way that he could see what the sword was doing, that maybe one eye was dedicated to the sword while the other, you know, set were dedicated to his lives.
Yeah,
sure.
I like that.
That's the only thing that, you know, but I don't know.
The other thing I was thinking was
hard
that
to think that that's what's going to happen. I don't know.
like what if the left side that Nanami like cleared out with the attacks is defense, and the right side is offense or something? Like he has 3 charges of some offensive ability.
Oh shit!
Maybe
that, or it's a charge up ability overall to where, you know, he builds up to where if he can take enough damage, he gets a boost in ability or of some
sure.
sort.
Sure.
It's just really weird for Gege to leave an ability half explained and half, you know,
Not
you
even.
know,
Like, we have
not
no
even
info.
It's just supposed to be ambiguous at this point, I think.
Yeah,
but it's just like we would have anybody else. We would have gotten a verbal, outward explanation of what
Gege
their
gives
Jutsu
us
Shiki
that,
is, or like
so-
an internal monologue of like explaining what it is from Up or
That's-
whatever.
We've gotten
That's why
dialogue
it
from this
feels
guy
like-
saying that he doesn't really have an idea what it is fully.
Yeah, but
So
at
Yeah.
the same
makes
time,
sense.
when he took Nanami's damage, he said if it wasn't for my technique, I would have died. So he knows a lot more about it than what he.
He probably
Yes,
knows like a little bit. Like
yeah.
he knows enough to know that that his technique saved him there, but
Yeah.
he
Well,
could
that's
not know
just
much
why
more
I think-
besides that.
That's
I don't
why
know.
think
Yeah, it
it's
is.
more
It is
likely-
weird, but I think it's just supposed to be ambiguous.
So I
right
just
now
think
at
it's
this
more
point.
likely that he's still alive and
Yeah,
that he's going
for
to come
sure.
back, and
Yeah,
so that
definitely.
we can get an explanation
Yeah.
further on it. Like, okay, so here's what happens. Here's why he's not dead, even though he just got fucking obliterated in his
Yeah,
ball.
yeah.
Nanami should have
It's
definitely.
definitely
finished
going to
the
happen
job
that
here.
way.
Yeah,
I think he
that's-
thinks that he did.
You
But
think so?
He did.
Yeah, he has to
Yeah.
think. He has to.
I think
that
you
he
got to
did.
confirm and double tap and just go up to him
He-
and just
Check
turn,
him pulse.
twist
He
his
wrecked
neck
him.
around like a
Bro,
fucking-
how can you live through that, bro?
Maybe there's like a little bit of a cooldown after the first 3 are fucking clapped. You're kind of dead for a second before the next 3 activate. I don't
Yeah,
know, you
yeah.
know, and he might look dead, or you know, actually be dead, like your heart may have stopped.
Well,
I
he
don't
looks
know.
pretty dead. He's got the whited out eyes with blood all
Yeah,
down
he
his
looks
shit
dumb.
coming
He
out of
looks
his
dumb.
mouth. But
Yeah.
I think you can also say that like doing the finishing move, like basically killing a knocked out person, is very something a hero wouldn't really do. So
Yeah.
even if you probably would if you really cared,
Yeah.
like not a character in a comic probably
Yeah.
wouldn't or whatever.
And like
Wow.
like Kiko was saying like a couple episodes ago, I think when we were talking about like just how shady sorcerers are, we are
Yeah.
following a collection of sorcerers that are more on, you know, a more,
yeah,
you know, malevolent
On the
side,
noble
or
side, yeah, for
benevolent
sure.
side of of morality, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
that's just the characters that we're following right now, even though like most sorcerers would have decapitated this man or eviscerated his ass, you know what I'm saying? I mean, he basically did. He's got to have small intestine up here somewhere after a fucking gut shot like that, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Yeah, or take the body, since they, you know, steal techniques or learn whatever
Yeah.
whatever the hell, you know.
But since we got spirit mediums out here.
Yeah, what's her
Doing
name?
that.
Shoko? What's her name? Shoko
Oh
or
yeah,
something? Whatever.
Shoko's the mortician.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, like she, you know, they want the bodies, you know, they want to know what they are. So, yeah, I don't know, maybe, especially with all like these assistant managers dead. Yeah, they got shit to do. You're right. That's what it is. Because I feel like they would have assistant managers or whatever, those auxiliary managers or whatever the hell, come scoop up some bodies or whatever. But they've been killed, a lot of them. So.
Nita's barely scraping on, going up the escalator.
I know, that was
She done.
hilarious. That was hilarious.
Yeah.
but
Inumaki's back.
Yeah.
yes,
I was just gonna say for a second when he first when we got the panel, just like the part of his head, and he said spiced cod roe.
Yeah.
I should have known it was him, but for a second I thought it was one of those more basic like transmogrified humans.
Yeah.
When,
Oh,
you know,
sure.
back when they were just saying kind of random shit, I was like, oh,
Paperclip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit, are we getting another one of these guys? But then it was the what's his name?
Random words.
So what's this guy's? Is this Choso? That's this one with the two ponytails.
Yeah.
Yuji's about to run into him.
Man, I wanted him. Man,
I wanted him to fight Nobara.
I want Nobara there, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She's got to run up. I mean, her and Nanami are freed up now.
Yeah, so maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Like maybe fucking Yuji will not actually fight him. It'll be a little square off. Nobara jumps in, tags in, and he continues on to fight Mahito.
Nanami was like, okay, let's go find Nita. But I feel like Nanami is going to tell Nobara, like, look, Gojo's sealed. They're in Shibuya. Let's go to Shibuya.
Yeah.
So Nanami fights Jogo. Jogo's still alive, right? Yeah, Jogo's still alive.
Jogo's still alive.
So Nanami may fight Jogo. And so that'd be good if Nanami and Nobara ran up. Nobara fights Choso. Nanami fights Jogo, and Yuji gets to continue on to go fight Mahito.
Yeah.
Right? But Nanami might fight Mahito, right?
Geto.
I don't know.
Mei versus Geto would be amazing, but I feel like Geto might not even get I feel like Toji's about to come handle Geto. Honestly.
Geto's just gonna be sitting in the back like.
There's so many moving parts.
I know. It's like,
we got Naobito, passed out drunk over here. What's he about to do? Like we got characters. Like where's Panda? Where's that other teacher that we barely was chilling with Panda? Yeah. We got characters out here on the field somewhere. I
feel like we're seeing Panda next.
Yo,
I feel like we got the Choso.
He's due, right?
We got the Choso and the Yuji tease.
Yeah.
And then they're gonna go to see what's cracking with Panda next chapter.
All you're gonna see is the paw come across like
yeah, that's literally how he's gonna enter. It's gonna be a curse like, huh? And then just a paw.
Let's go.
He's gonna start off in gorilla mode.
Where my son Panda at?
Come on.
And where the principal at, man? He ain't doing shit.
The principal. He's at the crib, bro. He's chilling. He's cool, and he's waiting.
Both principals. The Kyoto principal ain't on shit neither.
Yeah. Well, I think that's about all I had for Jujutsu.
Yeah.
Good.
With that, then we can move on to.
Press the F in the chat.
Man.
Get ready. Spam your
Samurai.
Samurai.
Samurai dead. Chapter 43. Final chapter. Pandora's box.
Man, bro.
Hey, this proves even Kishimoto, don't get he
that's crazy.
Nobody think about Oda. Think if Oda started something after One Piece and they canceled it after fucking 50 chapters. What people would fucking think about that?
I feel like they would. Honestly, I feel like it would happen because people are so goddamn overcritical of shit in these fucking this social media era.
It's hard to live up to your original big shit too. It's hard to top Naruto, and it didn't have maybe enough front loaded.
Yeah.
It was warming up to it. We had so much to go.
For a chapter that was rushed to shit, this was pretty well handled.
Yeah, it was all right. Yeah. It was super pretty.
Yeah.
Now that you say that though, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No. What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say now that you say that, Kiko, there wasn't a lot of front loaded hype that I remember.
Yeah, because the beginning was super exposition heavy, and that was people's main complaint with it. So you had exposition dumps in the beginning.
Oh, is that what he meant?
And then you had Akira Okubo's art, that was kind of weak in the beginning too.
Yeah.
So that played a major part in why reception was really low for it in the beginning of the series. But you have to remember sure, he's supposed to be a professional and he should be able to do what he needs to do, in the first couple chapters of his story. But at the same time, it's a really ambitious title. In a sci-fi story, over in the West, sci-fi stories have a lot of exposition in the beginning because there's so much information you have to give in order for people to understand why things matter in this world, because you have technology, and on top of that, on top of the technology, it's an adventure story at the same time, so you have to flesh out the world and the technology, and how do you find a way to balance all of the key concepts that people need to initially understand in order to even follow the story from chapter 1, while fleshing out an open intergalactic world, while fleshing out the main characters enough so that you care about them from chapter 1. How do you balance storytelling in a way that appeals to people that need something quick and easy. You know, because like shonen stories, like basically in chapter 1 you need a likable main character, you need a super badass moment, and you need to like understand the world to a certain degree so that you understand why these moments matter and why this character matters. So that's a lot to fit in one chapter, the first 3 or 4 chapters. But then on top of that you have sci-fi elements and fantasy and adventure elements that you have to fit in there too, and flesh out to a certain degree. So it's like, it's just a lot. And when the art's not hitting like that, it's like...
Yeah. And I mean, now in these latest chapters, it definitely has been hitting like that. But
because it found its footing and it balanced out, and it was becoming so great, bro.
Hell yeah! But I thought honestly that he was meaning like, I guess, promotional hype for it in the beginning before it started.
There was a lot of promotional hype for it.
There was a lot of promotional hype.
Like,
I imagine
Kishimoto's new story, Samurai 8, a story you've never seen before. Intergalactic sci-fi samurai adventure battle. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was a lot for it.
Yeah.
But,
that's a shame.
Man.
But
That's a shame.
going into it was cool to see the shooting star sword. So like we saw final form Hachimaru and Anne, which were amazing.
The drip, got to see the sword though, like more of an attack.
It was literally just a star.
It had to be
explosion.
It had to be quick.
Yeah, they were like, all right, we get 2 pages, we get 2 panels max for this, you guys. Let's.
Yeah.
we got the explanation of why Anne is older or whatever in the end of the last chapter, where they've created some sort of space that time passes faster.
Where they're aging. Yeah.
Right. We get to see older Hachimaru. He's like cool looking, tall and skinny. Like he has the glasses back on in the kind of like alternate space or whatever.
But really, seeing the rest of the keys, the other 2 keys, I'm assuming that's Yon and Roku, and then Ryu is 2, so that is Hachimaru, Ryu. Sanda.
They're out of order, which was pissing me off.
Yeah, so it's Hachimaru, Ryu, Sanda, and then Yon is probably this female samurai who has an incredible design.
I'm rolling.
I was so mad. I was like, this is who we were gonna get, bro.
Yeah. She's so tight. Yo,
and then into Goku. And then Roku, the 6th
dude with the horn,
with the fucking one horn that like is totally like Jigen vibes. And like Karma, like Boruto in fucking in Boruto, like that horn, that just the one horn with the hair behind it. God damn it.
I agree, though. The best design, in my opinion, out of them all was this the.
So we think girl is
female
4.
I just said girl was 4. Yeah.
And Buddy is 6. Okay. Horn is because Goku's obviously 5.
Oh wait. My bad. I said it wrong. So Ichigo is 1.
Yeah, that's right.
And then I said Hachimaru, Ryu, Sanda, but Hachimaru's 8, obviously. Duh.
Oh, I guess I didn't hear that. But Ichigo is obviously 1. And Goku's 5.
Goku's 5.
Yeah. So.
And then you got Nanashi, which is 7, right?
Yeah.
So,
I also really like Anne with the sword at the end. She's looking tight. I'm like,
yes, bro, with the sword on her back, like
hair in the ponytail. I'm like, that's a cool design,
dude. It was gonna be so good, dude.
Hell yeah.
Kishimoto realistically could just go real quick, make a samurai8.com. You know what I'm saying, and just keep pumping this shit out. I bet you get. He doesn't need the money probably, but if he wants to continue the story, unless there's some kind of like legal deal with Shueisha like worked out to where like you can't continue this story now that it's axed in any form.
Yeah,
who knows? But I'll tell you that, and I said this on Twitter, like the past 10 chapters have been phenomenal, amazing, especially the last 5, but you can't keep this momentum going. Like this is obviously every card in the deck has been played. You know what I mean, to make it look as cool as possible. And that's why people are upset. It's like, this is so cool, you can't maintain this for 50 more chapters. Impossible. If you struggle with the first 30 or 20 or whatever, you're not going to do another 50 like this.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
But yeah, that's about all I had for this.
Rip.
Yeah.
This isn't over. We're coming back to Samurai 8 in a future episode for some reason.
I was like, what do you mean this isn't over?
No, it's definitely
I was like, what's
over.
But I hate the last panel. I just hate the last panel. It just makes me mad.
I know, and it's just like,
hey, we're just gonna shoot off to space together.
It's just rush to shit. But I just want to make a statement for like Samurai 8 fans that have been following the show since we started it or something like that. Like we are like at least like some combination of us are going to talk about Samurai 8 again on this channel, whether it's like a looking back episode or you know, anything like that. Just like to have like one major like dedicated like hurrah to it, because I really loved this story.
I did too.
It grew on me. I'm sad to see you go.
At first I wasn't about it, and then it grew on me, and then you axed me on it. Come on. You know, like if that happened to Chainsaw Man, I know it never would, because Chainsaw Man's too fire. I'd be so mad. I'd break my computer over that. I'm not doing this show no more.
Well, the thing is, it wouldn't happen to Chainsaw Man because it's established, and it like any other story would have gotten axed way sooner. Sells. But this shit made it to chapter 43 because it's purely on Kishimoto's name. They were like, fam,
we'll give you 4 volumes.
Turn it around, dog.
They didn't put enough
at 21,
respect on
they were
his
like,
name.
fam, get it together. What are you doing?
And it's crazy how last thing I'll say is that it's crazy how like when we started this show, I don't know if you Kiko or Eagle remember, I'm sure you guys do because these are the opinions that we have, but like we started this show with like I don't want to say Kishimoto slander like showing up very often in like the series, but like we made a point to like let people know like how we felt about Kishimoto's storytelling in the past, you know, with his previous work, and like to hold like this new story that underperformed so, you know, hard in high regard. It just shows that, because you have some people that are just diehard Kishimoto fans that are gonna say Naruto's perfect, Boruto's perfect, Samurai 8 is perfect no matter what. But like we were highly critical of Kishimoto coming into this show. You know what I mean? And just in general, as fans of manga inside of the shonen genre, are very critical of Kishimoto's storytelling. And for people like us to love Samurai 8, you know that there's no like bias there. You know what I mean? Like it was legitimately it became an incredible story. You know what I mean? And like we're not not out there like that, but I mean, like if you've been following us for a while, we try our best to to be pretty impartial with this show.
I love a lot of stories, but I feel like I'm very impartial. Like I even try to criticize Oda, and it's like, who am I to criticize Oda? Like, I really shouldn't all the time. I know, but it's like I'll be like, man, ooh, and then most of the time, he'll fix it all. But it's like
every time.
I'm biased as shit. Oda the god.
I mean, Oda is the god. Oda is the god. But no, I'm just kidding. I try.
Oda in some areas. The thing is, I feel like at this point he's really trying to speed shit along.
Well, sure. We can talk about that in the One Piece segment
for different reasons.
Let's talk.
I got one more thing for Samurai 8. Even at the beginning, when the art was not, it was hard to follow, and it was kind of rough at the beginning, especially with the shading. Even then, I think both Kishimoto, and the artists, to me, it was like, I can't really tell what's going on, but this is going to be a phenomenal looking anime.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's like, let's plan ahead for the anime, so they weren't taking any stops of like, this is going to be a rich world, all these things floating around. If it was an anime, it would be very easy to tell what's going on.
Yes, exactly.
It just kind of sucks that like, peters out, like, you need the manga to be, going long enough to get an anime. I'm sure we'll get an anime of Samurai 8. I would assume, but
if Samurai 8 had the fucking,
you think it's getting an adaptation?
Well, if Samurai 8 had the fucking like situation like with Boruto, where like I feel like Boruto's anime started first. I feel like I want to say maybe the manga and the anime started at the same time.
There was something. The anime follows the manga at all.
It does a little.
Doesn't. It like there's a clear difference between anime and manga, like for Dragon Ball Super and for Boruto, you know what I mean? And it's because the predecessors were such behemoths that they were just like straight to anime, or whatever. I don't know what the thought process, but that's what it feels like, you know what I mean? So I mean, like if Samurai 8 started, the Boruto way and got an anime first, then that would eliminate half of the fucking complaints of the series and the first way people were consuming it, you know what I mean? So I feel like it might have performed a little bit better if it got the Boruto treatment, but
it might have been able to do that if it was a continuation of another story, rather than a whole new one.
But I think they could do a 13 episode anime on Samurai 8, and then like,
or even like an OVA.
maybe flesh it out a little bit. That
they would have to
just a little bit,
pace the end out a little bit more, and maybe flesh out some more shit. Like you were saying.
Yeah.
Maybe they will. I mean, before it got canceled, I was like, of course it's going to get an anime. I mean, it's Kishimoto, it's flashy samurai sword battles. Why wouldn't you have an anime? But
right.
I guess now it's a good question. Will there be an anime? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, 50 chapters. They could, it's like 43. That could be like a 22 episode little season.
I think so.
About 2 chapters an episode.
Especially if you
flesh out the end a little bit more.
Flesh out the end a little more, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, moving on.
Rest in peace, Samurai.
Rest in peace, rip the M.A.N.G.A.
Pour one out for Kishimoto. You know he's
Kishimoto and Okubo said they're
crying
not done.
his ass off right now.
They said they're not done, so like we'll see like what new.
He's coming back again
with a new story maybe in the future. Who knows? But
well, with that said, let's move on here to Chainsaw Man, chapter 63.
Fire.
Trip to Hell.
Wow.
And this chapter, man, was fucking fire.
Okay.
So
hold on.
So what's her name?
I'm sorry. First and foremost, I have to give a shout out.
You got a synopsis.
No, well, I have to give a shout out to Antonio Davis in our comments section, because we were kind of like talking like last week about like what this nail, like ability is, and like this curse, like what curse it could be. This is definitely the same curse that Aki uses against the Katana Devil in the Katana Devil arc to a T. He stabs him, but his nail is a giant sword back then. And I actually like went back and thumbed through because he was like, isn't this Aki's, like this Antonio Davis dude? He was like, isn't this Aki's, curse from the Katana Devil arc? And I was like, no, because I thought he was talking about Cone.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah, bro, that's not the same thing. He's like, are you sure? Because it's like the exact same thing. And I was like, all right, hold on, bro. And I like went back through it. I think
M pointed that out in the manga chat as well.
Yeah, and Aki pulls out a fucking big ass nail sword and then fucking stabs the fucking Katana Devil 4 times with it, and you get the countdown 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. But what's super cold-blooded about it is that as he's going to stab him, if you go back and look at the chapter, you can see the devil's hands coming out of the 4th wall and flicking the fucking nail into the Katana Devil as Aki is like stabbing it, and he goes 3, 2, 1, 0. Yeah. He goes into the fucking crucifix position. The fucking the devil's like the bones grab him and like chomp on his fucking shoulders the exact same way. I completely forgot about that. So shout out
I completely forgot about that.
Shout out to Antonio Davis, and if you go back, it's fucking mind blowing to like go like and look at that, because I was like, this actually already happened to a T. Like that's wild.
Props. That's good. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, me too.
So what's her name was really Santa Claus's granddaughter the whole time, man.
Or is she Santa Claus?
Yeah, no,
she's Santa. She's Master, because she's Santa Claus is the perfect puppet.
Well, as she went
Santa
in there,
Claus.
she said, "Goodbye, Grandpa," or whatever, or was that just
maybe that's her grandpa? But she turned him into a puppet.
Yeah.
She's Santa
because you need connection and grief and love and all that shit.
But
so it would make sense.
I don't think the name Santa Claus lives on as her. I think Tolka is the new Santa Claus, the perfect puppet replacement. And so.
Yeah. Okay.
That's why they're juxtaposed side to side. I think.
They got the same eyes, kind of, or whatever, But the Master obviously has 2 abilities, which is just regular doll and then perfect puppet. And the 3 children that were sacrificed to activate hell, and the 4th one for pleasure is the new Tolka that she's going to raise, right? As her new.
Well, if you look back, so
those are that's the catalyst, and so there was never any pedosexual thing, which is great, I guess.
That is great.
It is, but like these are all terrible situations. I guess this one maybe is slightly better. But that
is what I wanted to talk to you guys about. Okay, so like when you get that page on this chapter where you have the 4 of them sitting at the dinner table, and then the finger comes out of the side and then covers up 3 of them and then leaves the 4th one, that goes back to that page at the beginning of the arc when they were first recruiting Santa Claus, where he was like, find me 4 of the best looking children.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And I just wanted to make sure that we all remembered that conversation when they were first recruiting Santa Claus. He was like, I want 4 kids, 3 for contracts, 1 for pleasure, and then and then it's a direct link to that page that we get in this chapter, where there's 4 of them sitting there and then 3 are fingered. Right.
Yeah. I think it's a cycle that she runs through. Like her grandpa, I guess, or maybe I don't know. Is that actually her grandpa? Hard to know. Probably, maybe with what we get. But I feel like he is actually Santa Claus because he has deeds, and feats or whatever that people already know about. He's been around for a long time and people are already referring to him as a him. Yeah. So I feel like he actually is Santa Claus, not, actual Saint Nick.
But she could still have done those feats herself, and then she's not that young. Yeah, and I feel we don't know when he acquired this notoriety. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so, that's true. That is true.
So, I feel like they're definitely related or have to be connected deeply in some way because they both have a contract with something as crazy as the Hell Devil.
Yeah, that's nuts.
See, I don't. And
that's kind of shit you keep secret is which devil contracts you have, and since they're both doing that chant, they both have the contract with the Hell Devil. I think.
See, but I think that
because he's a puppet.
Master has the contract. Master has contract with the Hell Devil, and the puppet, her perfect puppet, which I assume she can only have one at a time, and that's why it's a never-ending cycle where Tolka is now her new puppet because Santa Claus had to sacrifice himself to activate. He's the catalyst of the fucking ability, to finish the ritual, which that makes sense that Aki's done this. I think that's just a ritual to activate, which can be used for multiple different devils. That makes sense to me, but so now the new little kid, one for pleasure, is Tolka, who she's going to raise to be the next perfect puppet now that Tolka is her Santa Claus.
Yeah.
So
that's good.
This
is definitely a chapter that you got to read 4 times.
I wanted to. This was super interesting chapter.
I will say that what you say, Kiko, I think that sounds like a phenomenal theory. I actually probably believe it more than my own theory, but I just want to throw out an alternative that when she's talking about this perfect puppet, to me that sounded like more of a metaphorical thing. Like, let me tell you how to really fuck with a person. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like a human being. I'm gonna raise, and then she made him fall in love with her, revere her as a super powerful person, adoration. All this stuff. Adoration, all that stuff, and then put the nail in the coffin, kick him while he's down, and now you're a real puppet.
Oh shit!
Not that he's special from other puppets, but just that you really fuck with that guy. You know. But I do love your theory of being this one.
I can't see it being any other way now that Kiko said that. Honestly,
it just makes sense that there's a cycle and she can only have one. That because I feel like she is totally within the consciousness of her perfect puppet. She's controlling him like a Gundam, basically. And she can only do that with one perfect puppet at a time. But she can, have as many infantry fodder drone dolls that she can send out.
And it makes sense because Santa Claus, as we saw him, was kind of introduced, and then the only thing we saw him do was touch someone and turn him into a puppet, which we know that all the puppets can do. They just have to touch him. You know what I mean? And it coincides with the 4 nails. You have the 4 nails, you have the 4 children. So you have to stab them, 4 times. It all kind of goes into each other to support Keiko's theory on it. So I'm rolling. I'm digging it. I'm here for it.
How about poor Kobeni? Is she gonna see her car in hell?
Kobeni
is her car in hell with her? Because
Kobeni kind of tuned that thing up.
What you mean?
I don't know, just the panel where she's turned around with the knife.
Hold on, let me see.
She's not really, but just it was weird how she was positioned turned around.
Let me go back. Go ahead, don't do this.
Page 14.
While y'all read that, one more thing about the dolls and the Hell Devil and stuff. When they all go, she does say, "Tolka, have a nice trip," and having a contract with the Hell Devil, perhaps all of these perfect dolls go to hell, go through some shit. The Hell Devil has fun with them, and then they get sent back to our world because if the Hell Devil can send you to hell, presumably you can get removed from hell as well.
See, that's the thing. So that's another thing that I wanted to talk about because now Denji is in hell, and every devil that goes to hell remembers the sound of a chainsaw before they come back to the real world. So there's a death and respawn cycle with chainsaws position as the Heimdall, I want to say, of hell basically. You know what I mean? And that they want to get Chainsaw back there because I had this idea on Twitter that's like the reason why Denji, you know, is wanted so badly is because they need him in hell to get all the devils that have been killed in the real world and sent back to hell back into the real world. They don't have anyone there to chainsaw them back to you know, to the real world. You know what I mean? So like there's like there's like that death and respawn cycle there with Denji at the helm. And I just think that everybody wants Denji obviously for their own reasons, but I mean like just considering like the fact that there's like a whole like entire like economy and like lifestyle and like outlook on the world like based around devils and devil hunters. You know, like you need devils to hunt, devil hunters need devils to hunt, and devils want to obviously like exist in the real world for whatever, you know, motives or reasons that they have there, and that cycle kind of gets interrupted by Denji being in the real world and not there to chainsaw them. So
yeah, that makes sense. But
is Denji there because he was technically dead, right, at the time the incantation was made?
I mean, she said corpse, or what she said body.
Denji.
She said all living beings. I think.
Yeah, Denji is in hell on the ground with everyone else.
All living things in this department store to hell.
Yeah.
And Denji can't die. We already know that.
Yeah.
He can die. He just got to get revved up.
Yeah, I mean he's not.
Revved. I'm saying like he's not like.
Main character isn't dead.
Yeah. He is in hell regardless.
Yeah, he's in hell regardless of whether he's alive or dead. Because I mean, like even if he did die, he would just go to hell, like anything else.
I ain't seeing my man.
I guess I assume when it's like all black and they're all just standing around, maybe that's the department store with no lights on, but I guess I was assuming that was hell.
Yeah, I think so. Or
like the
transitional period.
Yeah,
the purgatory-ish on the way. I don't know.
Right.
But is it actually hell, or is this like going to be some kind of crazy psychological genjutsu thing? I don't know.
Right. Certainly all the doors, like the sky full of doors, really tight looking.
Yeah, that's so trippy. And like the grass meadow, you know, pretty field. Man, I feel like that's reminiscent to something that I can't think of what it is, but I feel like there was something I don't remember what it was, but it's like a hell that looked very pretty, like when you get there, and it's very misleading.
I feel like I remember something like that too. I can't remember.
I can't remember, but the hand had 6 fingers that comes down and grabs the building.
That's right.
Yes. So is that like, you know, representative like 666, I guess? Or I mean,
like that.
I don't know.
I don't think we're supposed to know just yet. If there is a hint in the lore that has been established so far, I have no idea what the link is to previous chapters for this 6-hand thing. Knowing Fujimoto, like we've seen that 6 hands somewhere before already.
Yeah, maybe.
Like, after a chapter like this, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
you're right.
Yeah,
but how tactical and how much of a mastermind this master is, right? Like Master v Makima in the Shiesty bitch duel. Like, what?
Wait a minute.
Like, I mean, she is obviously on Makima levels with the planning and, you know, getting the chess pieces to go on the right, you know, spots or whatever, you know. And so it's hard to see anybody else taking her on right now, right?
Yeah. I mean, if she's got the gun devil on deck, which is the strongest devil there is, then it makes sense that the only thing to oppose her would be hell itself, in the form of this chick with this devil, with this hell contract. But
right. How about Yoshida getting yeeted out the window? I was
like, wait,
no! And it was so funny too, because it was like last week we're like, oh, it's kind of an even fight. He got her, you know. Then it's this one panel, boom, out the window.
She loves throwing motherfuckers out this window, bro.
And ultimately that saves his ass. Now he ain't in hell. He should be happy he got yeeted out the window after that.
Yeah.
So
everyone in this hotel.
Yeah, there's
this mall.
Yeah, there's a bunch of people still on the outside. You know, Kishibe, Aldo, Prinz the spider fucking chick. The spider, the devil.
Yeah.
A couple of the Quan Chi fucking fiends. Wait,
the zombie one in hell too.
Yeah, Quan Chi's in hell. But I think the Halloween bitch and the the zombie one are on the outside too. They're not. I think it's only the eel-haired girl. I'd have to look.
Angemon's outside too.
Angemon's inside.
Angemon's inside?
And Aki, both of them, yeah.
Yeah, Angemon's inside.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Beam is inside. The puppetized Tolka is inside.
Bruh. Yeah, it's like the eel hair girl and the flame breathing girl.
Yeah, and the black haired power.
Yeah, black haired power.
Angemon is inside. Oh, and the Medusa sand petrification dude is in here too.
Yeah, the couple of bodyguards. Yeah, those two bodyguards that were with Yoshida, whatever their names were.
Wow. Are we assuming they went just because they were in the building?
Yeah, because she said
anybody in the building got trapped. Yeah.
I mean, the dude is a puppet now. He's not technically a living thing anymore, is he?
I mean, that's hard. Like, it's hard for us to really say that. Like, maybe Perfect Puppet still counts as a living thing.
Right.
I don't know. Yeah. You know,
because or maybe all the other puppets are dead. Yeah, maybe all the puppets are dead. So they were like legit killed as dolls, but he wasn't killed as a doll yet.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, because the one
I'm just skeptical because we don't see any of them on this full page spread on the last panel.
Yeah, I don't think the dolls are there.
We don't see everybody that was in the mall in that full page spread anyway. I don't think. In this full page spread with all the doors, we don't see like where's Quan Chi? Oh, there she is.
Yeah, she's back there.
She's like a little dot.
Yeah.
But still, like
it's just like sitting down or whatever.
Yeah, but I mean, like if they're cutting off the majority of Quan Chi's body, then like who's all laying down on the ground right there? You know what I mean? Like that could just be.
Black-haired powers on the ground.
Yeah.
You can just see her head just above.
Regular powers on the ground.
Yeah. But we gonna see.
You see on this. Well, all right, it's fine.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you see in front of him on page 14. Ain't nobody in front of him.
No. I'm talking about like you see this hill.
Quan Chi, yeah.
Yeah, you see.
But
this
then
hill,
you on page 14.
Yeah.
But listen, on page 14, you see the ground in front of them on the all black panel. Nobody's in front of them.
Yeah.
I don't know what you mean.
Yeah, okay, I see what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay,
that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, okay.
I'm questioning who is actually gotten transported.
So you're saying Tolka's not there?
Based on what is actually
right there in the black panel right here above Denji.
Yeah, but he's saying at the end,
right,
Tolka and Denji aren't at the end.
I'm skeptical on who actually got transported based on whether or not they are technically at the time a living thing.
Yeah.
I just don't know.
That's just something.
What's up with the fucking panel?
Exactly.
What's up with the panel? With the
I don't think Denji's there personally, but I'm not gonna press the issue.
Sick looking.
Yeah, I just have no idea what's up with that panel with the hand being eaten by the ants like that.
Yeah, I don't know either.
So maybe it's the six-fingered hand that's getting eaten, and like after it gets eaten, it falls from the arm and it falls to hell, maybe or something. I like that, but it looks like it's laying on the ground, like the hand's on the ground, and the ants are crawling over and eating it as it goes. So. I don't know, but that's a crazy ass panel. Fujimoto's on some shit. I don't know what it is.
Other shit.
I like it.
And is that a bathtub on the ground next to Kobe?
I know, what is that?
I thought it was a shoe for a while.
I thought it was a shoe too, but that's clearly.
It looks like an old brass or like.
Is that Denji's four?
No,
missing his all white floor on the ground?
You can see that there's like piping.
Yeah, there's like piping. Yeah,
it's a janky looking bathtub though.
Yeah, and the fact that Kobeni and Violence are in the front, the Violence Devil, I just feel like this is gonna start with some bad shit happening to like Violence. It's crazy how nice and how like reasonable and good he is, you know, even though he's the Violence Devil. And I just feel like this is a good time to
take that mask off and go crazy,
blow it open. Let's figure out what's going on here.
Noxie still thinks the fumes are gonna come out.
They are, bro. Why would you say he has a mask that keeps noxious gases inside of it?
So he ain't
just for him to not take that motherfucker off and fuck everything up. Yeah. But I mean, like, how effective are they going to be in hell? Like, who are they? Like, how do the rules of hell? Like, these devils are crazy to us and strong because we understand what real world physics and like life is like. But now
maybe devils and devil men have. Yeah. Maybe devils and devil men have enhanced. Abilities and shit in hell,
But then why? Well, I guess if the master is that much stronger than everybody else in the real world, then she's gonna be that much stronger than everyone else in hell too. But like, Why would
we just
you
don't
put
know
people at a higher advantage in a different? Like,
we just don't know what her ability really is at this point. Like,
is the master even here at this point?
No, she's not in hell. She is via Tolka, right? Like that's what
that was
I
weird.
always assumed that she's controlling Tolka inside, and that she's going to fight with Tolka's body in there or whatever.
Oh, okay.
That was weird paneling and like transitioning too, where like she's in the department store making him a puppet.
She's right outside, sitting right out front.
At when she does the incantation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but she's
weird.
in
she's
there turning him into a puppet at the beginning of the
time
chapter.
Sometimes, yeah.
No, he wasn't in.
She's in the store at
the very beginning.
And at the end, she's
sense.
sitting
That makes
inside
sense.
too.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, she just leaves, I guess.
Okay.
She's just quick as fuck. Maybe she's got some kind of
I mean, she walked like 30
teleportation
steps. Teleportation. Quick.
type of ability.
Yeah, I mean,
that or she's super speedy. That's the only reason.
It's a manga. It's manga. We have no idea. I mean, it's manga. We don't have no idea like how much time.
Well, yeah, but we got a panel of like Quan Chi like zooming in, and now she's just like off panel, just like.
Maybe she could teleport. Fuck it.
That's what I was thinking.
Or maybe she walked.
Or maybe she walked and we didn't.
That's why I said it's weird paneling and transitioning. If that's all it is, it just seems kind of trash.
For sure. But yeah, I'm good. I'm good on Chainsaw Man.
Yeah, great chapter.
Me too.
And so, without further ado, then we can move on to the Promised Neverland.
Promised Disappointment.
Chapter 172. Free.
I'm ready to drop this shit.
Me and Eagle won the bet.
Yeah, you guys certainly did.
Which ended first? Samurai. Promised Neverland.
So Samurai ended in one.
The next chapter. The next.
We got decimated, and I just thought we'd get more of a fight. There was no fight.
Yeah.
But with this chapter of Promised Neverland, now I'm on the countdown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We think 4 chapters.
Sure. I want to say 6.
Pretty color page on the.
I do love the color spread.
It's beautiful. Yeah, I looked at it for a long time.
Yeah,
it was the highlight of the chapter.
Yeah, right. Exactly. It has to be.
No, man. Highlight was that super relevant coronavirus
tag.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Like, thanks, Kayushi Rai.
Did we all get coronavirus by reading this week?
Yeah. Get tested.
Yeah, seriously. Like, what the fuck is going on in this?
We can't. We're Americans. We can't get tested. We're not Koreans or Japanese or Indonesians or all these other people that get tested in 5 seconds.
Holy shit, man.
Yeah, not a ton in this chapter for me. I mean,
not me either, really.
It's like, dude.
What were you about to say though?
Oh, I'm just saying, bro. Like, Emma, of course, doing the Emma thing. But say what actually, because I know you got a major complaint in this, Eagle. In this chapter, we're going crazy.
Oh wait, I want Nickums to say what he was.
Yeah. Nickums first. Nickums
because
no, I was saying what Noxie was saying. Yep, just Emma doing her classic talk no jutsu.
Yeah.
The problem is talk no jutsu is fine if it's executed right. If you still feel like there's danger involved, but no.
I mean, going all the way back to 4 chapters ago when it's triple password locks and the maids appear out of nowhere or the moms appear out of nowhere, and now it's just all these flashback conversations. Hey, I really disagree with you. Well, that's okay. You're right, Emma. Let's just go for it. I don't care.
Exactly. That's my thing. Is it seems like she fucking sways them so quickly.
There's no.
They're literally firm, and then she says one thing, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you're right."
It's like Jillian is the one. Jillian's the one to say something.
Your man's got yacked on in front of you.
Yeah.
Jillian's the only one who says something about it, and then she's already swayed, even though I'm mad, but not really. It's okay. And it's what? Are you mad or no? And then the other thing is there's no other opposition to this whatsoever. Other people should be mad about this, right? Just because Emma says it's okay, everybody can't just go with that, because why? Because she's 13 years old or whatever. I wouldn't be listening to her in the first place. This wouldn't be how it went to begin with.
I mean, other 13-year-olds is one thing.
Right, but she's got the intellectual mind of like a.
I get it.
Like everybody in the book is like, Emma, you right, G. Yeah.
That's why it seems to me like they're really wrapping this up quick.
Yeah, but at the same time, let's get everyone on board. Look at all of the like when you think about it from the outside looking in, like she has changed all of this pretty much, not single-handedly, but like she's been at the epicenter of every major change that's happened in this human relationship in this world. Mm-hmm. So like, sure, like after everything they've been through, you could be like, okay, well, Emma has pretty much gotten us this far, like let's see what's cracking with what she's talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like I can see that. Yeah. But at the same time, it just feels like
it doesn't make no sense. It just is difficult for me to it's difficult for me to read, you know.
Yeah.
That just everything's just working out. I mean, what do you think about Ratri? Do you think he's gonna be good?
How can it remain? How can the story remain believable if he stays in it? Like, I mean, like how like.
Yeah, I don't.
Dude, if next chapter he's like, you know what? I'm turned over a new leaf.
Especially since he's trying to do the. I'll whatever. I mean, that's fine as long as it's over. I don't care. Go ahead. At this point, I don't care. Just, I mean, Samurai 8, Promised Neverland, everything's ending. We're done. We're out of here. Just close up shop. Coronavirus. Shut the no. But fucking, Peter Ratri with the blade coming out the wrong side pissed me off. Like, you didn't stab yourself. You didn't stab yourself with that. You're trying to do the Maze Hughes and you can't even do it right. So put some respect on Maze Hughes and learn how to do the knife throwing shit right. Like, shit. And
what are you gonna do with that? Is that a gauntlet under the jacket?
He's gonna poke her like this with it, and it's latched in there good enough that you could stab somebody without having to grab it with your hand. You know, like, or it's two hands. That's too much motion. Like, you're trash.
Maybe it's a
gun.
Yeah.
A knife gun.
And he should have just shot her right there.
Yeah.
Oh.
I can't argue with you.
Yeah, that's it though for me.
I'm good, bro.
Story.
Sorry.
But yeah, the one thing Noxie mentioned that I was tripping is the on page 11, man. I feel like the translators seriously dropped the ball here because
is it the translators?
I'd have to see the fucking shit.
That's a small word bubble.
Emma is a character who is supposed to care about everyone alive, right?
Yes.
You know, to the point where, you know,
which
people that died, she would call them out by name. Right? She's not gonna say Mary and them.
Mary and them
got clapped on and killed in front of us. You know, Mary and them. not our family.
Marrying them.
Just marrying them. People we don't give a shit about.
Oh, marrying them great.
What the fuck is this? What?
It is a small speech bubble.
It is a small speech bubble, but like when you're going through and translating it, like you can change and like clean it up
other
and, like,
bubbles
change the size of
like
I feel like it just seriously misrepresents her as a character and how much she's supposed to care about people.
You'd have to see the content.
Where she would at least call him out by name, like, man, Mary.
Isaac. I don't know. I bet she said like Mary Tachi, you know what I mean? Like Mary and them, you know, like her group or whatever. Like,
yeah,
I can definitely see that little speech bubble saying that. Yeah. But I agree with you though. Then would Emma actually say it that way?
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah. If it's not if it's not a translator thing, then Caillou Shirai's out here like Mary and them. Let's get through this. I want to be done. Post Demizu is like, can you wrap this up, dude? I'm tired of drawing this. This is a train wreck. This is ass.
Man.
How many words is Ray gonna say before the manga's over? Like 2 more?
Yeah, I'd say fuck?
7,
Ray
10.
and Norman just don't exist anymore in the story.
Norman said, because we want to be free. That was his only dialogue.
Thanks, Norman. You got all the words. Having said one sentence this whole arc.
No nothing.
Just not characters anymore.
Talk no jutsu us to the victory.
God, dude. All right, moving on.
Yeah, I'm done with Promised Neverland.
Get back into some tight shit.
I ain't got nothing else to say.
Yeah.
So with that, we can move on to Black Clover, chapter 244. Cinderella Gray. And let me I just gotta say, yeah, man, Tabata just continuing to do like kind of weird and confusing and interesting shit with this gravity magic where it's like, I don't know if I've ever seen it applied in this way where he's boxing him up with the gravity magic.
Yes,
so is he applying the gravity like directionally in the direction his fist is going to increase the velocity and shit and the power? Yep.
100%.
Yeah. That's what I thought too. So.
Tightest shit that he's had Dante do. I
boxing him up with
I thought he couldn't. Yeah, I thought he couldn't top the fucking pressurized stone sword. That shit was fucking drastic. Yeah. But he said he pieced him up. He said, "You want to know what? You're gonna hit me. I'm gonna hit you."
He said, "I feel like laying
the physical game here."
Nah.
Yes, bro.
Piece your ass up. 6 pieces in the side of fries. How's that taste?
Put some bacon on his cheeseburger real quick.
Yo.
Very cool.
I'm geeking, bro.
No, it was tight as hell. It was tight as hell. He's doing a phenomenal job with his gravity ability. He's doing a phenomenal job showing some cool ass shit.
Yes.
How do we feel about the whole Cinderella Gray thing?
You guys go first.
All right. Well, how about this?
That's how you know he's about to tear it out.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, I mean, talking about her ability, like
I guess just the scene.
No, just the backstory.
Oh, the backstory, the flashback.
Yeah. I mean, that's good.
That's
it's cute too. Her name's Cinderella, and that I liked it. I don't really see the connection. I don't know. Sometimes I think Tabata's just clowning and kind of making fun of like all the shonen tropes that he like clearly does, and like and he's just kind of making fun of himself maybe with that, And I think that's great if that's what's happening. Because I don't know, maybe like Gray's hair is kind of shaped like the pumpkin, the Cinderella. That's the only thing that I was trying to look for some kind of similarity to Cinderella other than just the story. Right now, and that's really the only thing I saw.
And have there been any other fairy tale references?
Her magic itself transforms things into other things, i.e., the pumpkin into
the fairy godmother,
or her into the beautiful princess.
Right. But so that's kind of what I wanted to talk about. But go ahead first, Nick. Sorry.
Oh, I was just saying, like, before in the story, it's been a while. I don't really remember. Have there been other instances of fairy tale references in the magic or in the characters of names or anything like that? I can't really recall any.
I can't really either, but it's hard to believe that there hasn't been. Like with
it'd be weird for this to be the first one.
Yeah,
this is a very explicit.
It did
reference.
feel like it came out of nowhere, and it is, like you said, a very explicit, specific.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much identical. It's the exact story. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. If anyone in the
only thing that isn't there is like
remembers anything like that, throw in the comments. I would love to hear other references, but I don't remember anything.
Speaking of the comment section, so Moses in our comment section actually, because last episode we kind of had like a little bit of an argument about like Gray, and what her abilities, potential is, and just like the system of magic inside of Black Clover itself. And
we did kind of call it with the resolution we came to,
right? But like we were just talking about like kind of like how soft of a system it kind of is. But like Moses here broke it down in our comment section in a way that like is the first time that I've really seen it on paper, kind of like broken down in this way. And these are all things that I remember in the story, but like Tabata just hasn't provided like a Hunter style or M.A.N.G.A style, like breakdown, of just how hard this system can be. But it makes a little bit more sense now that we have this comment. But basically, and I'm not going to go, the comment's long as shit. It's like 4 paragraphs long. But the main takeaways that I have from the comment in regard to the chapter today, or the chapter this week, is that Gray's historically used her magic 3 different ways. And that is to shapeshift into another character. That is to change
the property of magic.
Yeah, so she can shift into another person, transform a non-living thing into another non-living thing, or change the attribute of magic from one thing to another. Mm-hmm. What she's doing in this chapter is kind of like a new thing that she hasn't done before, which is changing a non-living, an inanimate object into a different
living
kind of
tissue.
magic. We'll just into a different
she's
kind of
transforming
magic.
it into living tissue, like on some stem cell shit, right?
I have no idea what's going on with what she's doing.
It's gold experience.
That must be it.
Yeah, that's where I'm confused here because Dante, all he did was use his gravitational magic to pressurize the stone into a sword shape. After it's in the sword shape, he used his magic to shoot it at Gauche. But then once it impales Gauche, I don't think that it's really magic anymore, and it's just that stone-shaped thing sticking in him now.
Exactly.
So it's
there's no more gravity affecting
no more
it.
That's why it's gold experience.
Sword. So
it is golden experience.
So now Gray is doing something new by transforming an inanimate object that is not magically, imbued, and changing it into a magic that is going to heal Gauche in some way.
Well, to be clear, Noxie, what you're saying and what Kiko are saying are different things. So Kiko, if it is gold experience, what Gray is doing is turning the sword into
living
flesh,
tissue.
Into
that's what I'm saying.
Antibodies, or I don't know what the heck in a body heals, but the things in our bodies that heal us naturally, turning that from sword into that. What you're saying is turning sword into magic that is healing magic.
Yeah,
I feel like there's subtly two different things.
There's two different things, but either way, it's something we haven't seen her do yet.
Exactly.
So that's cool if she's getting
which we did call, saying that she was just going to evolve.
Yeah, if she's getting an emotional based power up here, then that's fine. That's what it had to be, right? That's
actually something that I really liked. The thing, maybe the one, I don't know, I'm not going to say the one and only thing I liked, but the thing I liked most about the flashback was the fact that Ghost, saved her, but it wasn't, she was like in a different form. So he has no idea that's the person that he saved, but she knows all about it. So she's kind of holding this emotion towards him. I like that a lot.
Yeah, and we really need somebody to change Gauche to not love Mary anymore.
Yeah,
we gotta get that all the way out of here.
But Gray can also turn into Mary, which would be
was gonna say,
no.
I wanted to go down a little less of a lowly-ish path and say, is she gonna turn into more like an adult version of Mary?
Or maybe we can just
leave the
Twitter
for that,
completely
which I don't like. Also,
I know
the incest that I got the most
exactly.
issue with.
Yeah.
Hey, that's why you gotta stay off Twitter, man. You see terrible shit on there, and it's like now since I had to think about it, you got to think about it because I was like, you got to be kidding me, right?
But yeah, I would
the
like
bright side.
Gray... Okay, go ahead.
I was gonna say with what you're talking, I like the direction you're going, not what Kiko's talking about here, but I like because we will get now a future panel where Gray is going to turn into the stepsister model in front of Gauche and be like, "Remember me?" Like, and then it'll all tie this whole thing together. It'll be great.
Yeah, 100%.
Yep. Yeah, and I would like it if Gray would, in some way, shape, or form, be able to, turn Gauche's attention away from Mary. Because the shit does get a little borderline for me sometimes. I'm this guy is fucking a little creepy.
That was when Gauche was introduced. That was like really the first time where I was like, because I was a huge fan of this fucking story when it first started. Me and Kiko both were like, this is it. You know what I'm saying? And the first time I kind of like crossed my arms and like cocked my head to the side and like raised an eyebrow was this Gauche character coming in on some I love my sister type shit in that way type shit. You know what I'm saying? So
Muddy.
Maybe it's just me like being optimistic or naive, but like for a while there, I was like, that's not what's happening. I'm like,
this can't be.
That's not what's happening. He just loves his sister that much. He wants to protect her and make sure she's having a good life, and it's like, no, that's not what's happening.
On some other
it's slowly but for surely. It's just,
when the nose is bleeding, G,
the nosebleed didn't come for a while. That's why I was like, man, maybe it's okay. Maybe this is gonna work out here.
And I was rolling with you. I was like, yeah, come on, this ain't no problem. This ain't it. He ain't on this.
Because I like the kid, so I love the mirror magic so much. Yeah, and I loved his attitude so much.
And he had
I loved Gauche so much.
Yes, he had all that shit. We were like, this is the guy, and then the nose.
Hold on now, whoa.
What?
Gauche is still the guy. Let's calm down with the Ghost.
I mean,
he's just a little sus with the man.
A little sus, man.
You can't. You got that's sus.
It's sus.
That's a disqualifier.
It's
that's a disqualifier.
No, hold on now.
I mean, you
are
can still
not
like
about
his
to
magic.
defend this man right now,
still
dog.
Like his magic. You could still
in the
like his
same
magic,
sense as, let's say, R. Kelly, right?
Oh no!
Where
what are
people
we
say,
doing right now?
People say you need to separate the art from the artist. People still like his music.
Yeah, okay.
You gotta separate the magic from the sus motherfucker that is Ghost.
I see what he's saying.
You gotta separate the magic from the sus motherfucker.
You're saying that
Ghost.
you still like his magic.
Yeah.
His abilities are still tight.
Say that quicker and better.
Okay, fine. I thought you're sitting here going
Who's
like,
making a little
Gauche
roundabout, making a comparison.
Everything about his character is he's still the guy.
Well, no.
Say it quicker and better.
He's sus, but his magic is still tight. You know what I'm saying? He's got some cool moments
His
still.
magic is tight.
Undeniably.
Well, that's why if we can bring him back to being a regular decent human being here, then
he's fine.
We can like the character again.
I'm sitting here every week that Gauche is here with every single one of these fucking instances of him having a fucking hard on for his sister. I'm just like, what am I doing here? I feel weird as shit reading this.
Yeah, you could just
like,
cancel the manga right off that. Honestly,
I can't. If my manager walks by and goes, "Oh, what are you reading here, Knox?" I'm cooked. Like, oh no, you don't. No. All right, just fire me, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you were already fired for reading manga at work, but I see your point.
Hey, no, I can read manga at my job, but
do we think it's
not that kind? Yeah.
Do we think this moment has already kind of come now with this, where she heals him and he kind of like,
I feel like he should still be
fades back into consciousness and sees her there.
Yeah.
Like I feel like when we see the shot upward of her face, that's his vision of her. Maybe he gonna see her as that angel.
A little doki doki. Yeah, it could for sure.
Yeah. So how about how this is gonna play out with? Obviously, Yami has shown up. Okay, I got.
Why did Yami waste the surprise attack though? Like he gonna slash the ground.
That's not what he's about though. He's always on some like.
He's hard body. I'm gonna
he's
come
never
right
sneak
now.
attack. He's never sneak attacked anybody.
Yeah.
I really wish that he would have just hit the dimensional slash on his ass.
Yeah.
Just come out the portal like Yumi Motoi.
He wants to 1v1
hit the dimensional slash on his ass real quick. Just from behind, just separate his ass.
He wants a fair one, like he's shooting a fair one every rip. But
Yami want the smoke, G.
This the way this is playing out, like, so I feel like okay, so we already have Zeno beats Vengeance and kidnaps him and takes him with.
Yeah.
So you're gonna feel like Dante's gonna beat Yami and take him with. Vanika's gonna beat Laurel Pachica or whatever and kidnap her and take her with.
Yami's gonna be the one that doesn't lose.
So all three can get power-ups now, because that's the way Asta can come and fight for Yami. Fucking Yuno can come fight for Vengeance, and fucking Noel can come fight for Lolo Pachica.
No.
And
Yami's not losing.
They're all. I think they're all getting waxed.
Either.
I feel like everybody's getting waxed.
Everyone's getting their buns pushed in, bro. I hate to see it, but Yami needs a loss.
Yami's getting clapped. Yeah,
Yami
definitely.
Needs a
Yami's
loss.
And what you said
makes
if Yami
sense.
dies? We don't see that could. I just don't feel like that could happen in Black Clover. But that would be something that could. I mean, you're canceled.
I'm checking out of the conversation right now.
Man, that would put some heavy stakes on this story.
Yeah,
right?
that shit would low key go crazy, but not Yami, man.
Not fucking Yami.
Let's
calm the fuck down, okay? Jesus Christ, are we this? Whatever.
Kill anyone but Yami.
So my one issue with your theory, Kiko, is that I don't like Asta is getting slapped right now.
Slipper slap.
You know what I mean?
Fuckers, man.
He's getting
how does he get strong enough? Yeah.
How can he do it? Because right now I feel like how the
plot armor,
his devil ability is being portrayed right now is basically Naruto immediately after like doing the Four Tails.
Yeah.
Against like a Orochimaru or
he can't really control it. He's really powerful, but he's like kind of like weak in the sense that he can't control it. And so I do not see Asta being able to execute.
But what if he, comes to, the fucking Zangetsu world and he goes and talks to his demon and they come to some kind of an agreement where he's like, I'll
he goes
give
to the
you
cage and releases the seal.
Yeah, you get 20% of your, like the Shonen shit we see every time.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
That's I know that's not great.
That'd be quick. I feel like to go
probably
there.
It probably would be. But yeah, I don't know, like, because if that's not the case, then what happens here? If Yami loses and gets kidnapped still, and Asta doesn't 1v1 Dante at the end, you know what's going to happen.
You raise a good point.
Leopold's coming in to help him. Like
everyone, bro, regardless of what happens, every character that can fight that we've seen in this series so far is showing up for this fight.
Yeah, I was gonna say what if we get it where Yami is losing, but more and more people start to show up, and Dante has to kind of say, all right, let me just dip the fuck out here instead of having to fight all these motherfuckers.
Yeah, I mean, that could happen. I guess I can also see Yami, if he gets kidnapped, they all go back to Spade Kingdom, and then the fight goes to Spade Kingdom after that. There is a significant amount of time. There is going to be some kind of war gearing up with the three, Diamond, Heart, Clover Kingdoms.
I can't wait to see Mars again. Mars is my favorite fucking character.
To go fight, yeah.
Since the Mars is the guy, bro. I can't wait.
But they got to get past the Grand Mana Zone. I mean, I don't know. Whatever. I mean, how they get there is whatever.
Melioleona's pulling up to this shit too.
Oh yeah, since the shit already went down at the Golden Dawn headquarters. Since the shit already went down at the Golden Dawn headquarters, and word may have already spread, and they're already out of there. Zeno, is already out of there. Excuse me. But Dante's still here. It would kind of make sense if all of them said all right, we rush into this big ass magical energy. So multiple captains could show up along with Melioleona. Yeah, and that could be something that would justify Dante saying let me bounce out here. While Yami could still be in the process of taking an L there.
The only relationship that Yami really has with the other captains is Julius and fucking Jack the Ripper, though. It'd seem weird if Melioleona or Fuego Leon or Charlotte. Yeah, I forgot Charlotte.
No, there's definitely a respect there between him and all the other captains. He fucks with Fuego.
Sure,
he fucks with Fuego, and Nazel fucks with him.
Have we gotten dialogue from Yami in regards to his opinion?
There's respect there between them.
Nazel fucking with anybody makes me mad.
They both know. They both know that they're good people. You know what I'm saying? And Nazel,
just being in that rank is going to be a blanket.
Exactly.
Sure.
Right?
And Nazel doesn't really fuck with too many people.
Yeah,
but he puts the respect on Yami's name. He's just oh, what's up, foreigner?
Can't wait till we find out. I just need Yami's backstory. That could be 3, 4, 5 chapters in a row. I don't care.
Easy.
I thought it was fucking hilarious when he gave his backstory in the Water Temple arc. He was there was this dude. He came from another country. He landed here, and all the mages were talking shit about him. So he beat the shit out of all of them.
And that's it. And here we are.
That's it. I was done for, bro. I'm holy shit, dude. That shit was so funny to me.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So he beat the shit out of all of them.
And now
I was what the fuck? But that's all I got with Black Clover.
Yeah, me too. I'm good.
Yeah.
Striations on Yami's chest, man.
I seen him. I didn't want to say nothing, but you can see him by the shoulders and chesticles.
Looking vascular out here.
Striations, baby.
Yo. I really don't want Yami to take the L. It makes sense for him to take the L. Yeah. I'm going to just say, if he dies,
he dies.
I'm going to be fucking pissed. Tabata. If you kill Yami right here, I'm gonna be taking a trip to Japan. Fuck coronavirus. I'll fucking take a canoe across the fucking Pacific.
We on your heels, guys.
I'm coming to your front fucking door, and I'm gonna drop kick you like fucking Tom on the Boondocks for Stink Me and his fucking soul inside of him.
I'm here
perfect
for
form, perfect elevation.
Yeah.
Drop kick you all the way through your fucking back window.
He's been needing a drop kick, in my opinion, for a couple reasons in this series. So I'll be there to co-sign that. But yeah, you go ahead and take it there. But I feel
it's coming.
But yeah,
all right.
Man.
With that, then we can probably move on to chapter 265 of My Hero Academia, Villains and Heroes.
More gas.
And all I gotta say is Centaur!
Okay, Tamaki's the highlight.
Eater, baby. Tamaki, I'll say it. I've said it before and I'll say it again.
Yeah, Sun Eater's cold-blooded.
My favorite fucking quirk in the whole series, man.
Yeah, it's super
good. So
you know where I'm at. You know where I'm at. My highlight.
Did he eat horse?
Bro.
Is that what he ate?
He ate horse.
Tokoyami hours.
He keeps the fucking pellets, the dried, food
it looks
pellets
like
in his
horse.
utility belt.
But he gets horns. You could just say he ate bull.
It's a bull. Yeah, bull.
Yeah.
You could just say he ate bull.
Yeah.
And then, like, he gets tentacles with fucking,
octopus.
Yeah, what is that?
With hard, like, durians and fucking pineapples and coconuts on the end, clubbing the fuck out of people. And they're all flying maces. Yeah, that shit is cold-blooded.
Oh, okay. I'm only now just seeing the pineapple. I totally was like, what are these circles on the end of these ropes?
Yeah. Them hard ass fruits he's coming in with, cracking.
You're totally
people.
right. You're totally right.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's super cool.
Cool ability for sure. Yeah.
It's Tokoyami hours, bro.
It's definitely Tokoyami hours for me right now. This is
I didn't think he was this
massive.
strong.
Well, here's the thing. I don't think he's. I mean, like, yes, he is that strong, but I think the main reason why he sent Redestro flying is because his leg supports were ready for it.
We should talk about that too.
Yeah,
but
so
go ahead.
But it's dope that dope that Tokoyami gets a feat like this, right? Because like he's always been my favorite in Class 1A. He's really just been my favorite in the entire series, and I'm glad
he's been one of my favorites. For a while.
Yeah, I'm glad that he's getting like representation like this, just so we can, because pretty much every time that he does something, he is a significant factor in whatever scene he's present in. You know what I mean? Like he's, and in the forest training arc, he had probably the biggest, the brightest shining moment in that arc. In this arc, he's throwing Redestro back. So this is great. You could tell that Kohei really likes Tokoyami a lot.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Was definitely my first favorite character, and then it moved to Kirishima. But
Kushadu.
I mean, still, those are my two favorite.
Anytime he has the best voice actor in the anime.
He does.
All of his one-liners are amazing. His aesthetic, his fucking powers. He's the GOAT. He's my GOAT of my.
It was tight. It was named Ragnarok too. Like
Ragnarok.
End of all things, like a big dark fucking death coming at you. Like that shit is.
I'm gonna tell you what I called though. Was these weak ass mechanical fucking legs.
You did call that.
That's what I wanted to talk about. Yeah, we were talking about that before, and that's important because we were sitting there saying like, okay, how are these legs gonna play out in the fight? And they're instantly done for.
Yeah, But you would think that he would have combat legs and chilling legs.
Yeah.
But they just got caught off guard with this ambush, so he didn't have time to switch them out. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Combat legs and shit.
Well, like, why wouldn't you?
It's a good point. That's a good point.
I mean, anybody that uses prosthetics in pretty much like any fictional story that I've read, you know what I'm saying? In fucking in Enter the Dragon, fucking Buddy had the fucking regular golden hand, took that fucking shit off and put a fucking like spiked bat on the end of his shit. I don't remember what he fucking switched it to, but he put some other shit on it to fight.
He had the claw at the end too.
Yeah. He has some other shit. You switch out. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't just have combat ready shit on chilling. You know what I'm saying? So,
and I've talked about this before. I mean, I don't know if I've said it on the podcast. I know I've definitely talked about it in the manga chats though, about the fact that Compress takes Chisaki's arm, and so somebody's going to get his quirk, I would assume, and they will be able to fix Redestro's legs. So is that Shigaraki or is it Compress? Like,
if it's his legs though, I'm betting he stops Tokoyami here. Like if it's his, if he never lost his legs,
he should. And Redestro, like Tokoyami, should definitely not be able to one shot Redestro like that. And the reason why is because of his legs, and that's fine. That's still a great feat for Tokoyami. It shows that he's beyond relevant in Class 1A and in the grand scheme of hero work in general on the professional side of things too. But just the fact that like we know that it would be a completely different situation if Redestro was full power is great for Redestro. But this situation is great for Tokoyami too at the same time. So,
and that's what made me think about this is that maybe
I'm sad for Redestro though, because like, man, I love his quirk and I fucking love him, and he just keeps getting shit on.
It's like the symbiotic, like cowl.
Yeah.
The symbiotic, like cowl, like kind of like fucking like venom and shit. Yeah. And Shad's pointed this out too on. I mean, like I noticed it too, but Shad said it on Twitter, so I got to make sure that I shout him out. But he's got like a grimacing, like, like angry face.
His real face is frowning,
but then his fucking symbiotic like stress form is
looks so so
is fucking smiling.
Smiling,
so cold, bro.
Yeah.
So cold, bro.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah.
And then Dark Shadow calls out what you mentioned, a couple
Gigantomachia.
Yeah.
I feel like I called kind of a multiple thing. I mean, so the Dobby thing, right? So
Kikodamas.
I know. Kickstradamus now.
The Dobby thing. It was pretty.
Well, before I move on,
I don't think we should.
Let's wait for Hawks. Let's wait for Hawks.
Yeah. So, how about Dark Shadow being more intelligent now? Have you guys?
Yeah.
Does he seem more intelligent than he was before?
Like a little bit more audible and a little bit more.
And that they're actually having like a full ass conversation. Where before I felt like it was just like him, like he had like like emoticons, like Japanese emoticons. Like he'd have the angry sign and he'd have the fucking the big ass tears and shit on him and shit like that. Like, but he didn't really. I feel like
maybe that's just them like improving their Maybe that's them improving their personal relationship with one another because like he is kind of an independent, like he's got his own head.
He's
sentient.
He's sentient. Yeah. So there does probably have to be. They gotta work on their relationship and shit. So that's probably and like you said, there could even be a maturity factor to him where like he's still a young Dark Shadow. And as he ages,
I can't wait till we get the Dark Shadow saga, the fucking Fumikage saga, where he's just Batman. it's just like a time skip in the like. I keep saying My Hero Agency will be the Shippuden of fucking My Hero Academia, and they're just they're heroes or sidekicks full time. Pros. Fucking, we just get the fucking Dark Shadow arc. He's in Gotham type shit where it's always nighttime. Going brazy. God, I need it. Please, Kohei. You love him. We know you fucking love Tokoyami a lot more than other characters. Give me the arc, buddy.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I could definitely see it either being age as he just gets older, then Dark Shadow's getting older and getting smarter as a child gets older and smarter. Or there's a mini flashback to Hawks, and Hawks is like, look, I get that you're weak close combat, but don't forget to improve what you're really good at. And Dark Shadow is what he's really good at. So
and that's a twofer right there, because aren't those death flags?
Yeah, I think so.
No.
Aren't those Hawks death flags?
No.
And I think also the dialogue where he said, Hawks, if you're really here, I wish you could see me now.
Exactly.
Hawks,
I absolutely
Hawks out of there.
No.
Adore this transition of a super hopeful young high school hero who just like he just did a good thing. He just knocked a tunnel down and beat a big guy by having his legs broken over. He's like so optimistic and so hopeful, and then it switches to Hawks being a big
villain.
Shitbag, a villainous hero. Ooh, I love it.
With the fucking feather transition in the illustration.
Yes.
That's gonna look
cool.
Not even in the anime,
really,
bro.
like Hawks is somewhat like defeated because he can't convince Bubaiwagara.
Yeah,
sure. I forget twice to come over to the good side, quote unquote. And so he's like,
well, and that's
I don't know, less evil and more like I feel like he's definitely not happy.
No, he's proving that he's a hero at the end, even though he does shiesty shit to get there, and that's the thing, and that's why that dialogue is there. Like, I wouldn't let sentiment get in the way of doing the job, and Dobby's like, yeah, you did. You definitely let sentiment get in. You tried to save this motherfucker when you should have just killed him right from the jump. You knew he wasn't. He's the most loyal one, and you have that info. You knew that going in there, and that's why you tried to, because you liked him personally because he is a good guy who's obviously troubled deep down, and you wanted to save him, but that wasn't in the cards, and you should have just.
You just don't get this much moral depth in anything else in Jump besides like One Piece, I feel like. And I feel like it even exceeds One Piece in regard to just how deep it goes into the psychology of these characters.
It's early, but it can,
and it is early, but I feel like Kohei specifically, like that is a major factor of One Piece storytelling. But I feel like inside of Hero, since there isn't everything else that One Piece has, that it really inside of this small world that the story takes place in really goes in depth on the psychology inside of these characters that are supposed to be on black and white sides of this fence. And this moral ambiguity that we're seeing here is very reminiscent to the Chimera Ant saga of Hunter x Hunter to me, where we're seeing, you know, humans turn into monsters and monsters act like humans.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And it's the first time that I've really felt this intensely, you know, the moral, you know, depth of the storytelling to this degree is in Hunter, and it's just so good. It makes for such an exciting story arc right now, and as much as I care about Jujutsu Kaisen, and as much as I care about fucking One Piece, My Hero for the first time amidst both of those stories is what I'm most excited to see the continuation of this arc for, is because I know that Kohei's really in his fucking bag. Everyone's in their bag right now, but Kohei, like, this is what I read these stories for, is psychology like this. So like,
this is feeling like the best the stories
has ever been. Ever been, bro. The last time I felt like this was Stain, and they're doing they're doing this better than Stain to me right now.
Yeah,
man.
It's pretty rare that I would say Hero has a better chapter than One Piece in any given week, but definitely this week, like,
this was chapter of the week. I mean, other than
chapter
Chainsaw,
week,
it was,
for sure.
I don't know, Chainsaw Man.
Chainsaw Man.
Kaisen and My Hero Academia.
I mean, Jujutsu was tight too, but it's just, man, it was between Hero and Chainsaw Man.
Yeah,
I was just like, man. And I'm so glad that I'm here with Hero, because there's been a lot of times where it's like I kind of fell out because it's
drags a little bit.
It's drags, and I'm just like, man, I feel like I need other things in a Hero story that aren't there and that can be there eventually. But regardless, you're right that kid shit, you know, like, you know, it's.
Because I feel like it goes boom, 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 arc to arc really quick.
It does, but like
with very little transition time.
We talked about it on the show before. I don't think what Keiko means by drags is that it takes too long to get to the tight shit, but just like he knows what he's reading the story for, and the elements that he doesn't come to the story for take a little bit more time than he would prefer.
That's exactly right. Yeah, you're good at words. Good job.
Slice of life. Anyways,
so in this dialogue,
fuck this high school shit.
No, it's not only fights. All the psychological shit is I know definitely all the psychological shit.
No. Nick had a thought. Nick,
you were in the middle of saying something.
In this discussion between Twice and Hawks, you know, Hawks takes out of his breast pocket a device, a communicator, GPS, a tape recorder. I don't know. What do you think this is? And why did he take it out? You don't draw this kind of thing if it doesn't mean something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think Hawks might have contingency plans. I don't know, man.
I think it's just
for sure. He's not going into it with all of his eggs in the basket.
GPS activated his.
Yeah, he's not going into this with all of his eggs in the basket of taking down Twice uninterrupted. That's definitely
I'll tell you though that
character.
like.
Well, no, I mean, I think as far as like leaving his presence to be found.
Yeah.
If shit goes south, like maybe that was a GPS thing, like Nickums was saying, where he activated it to ping his location real quick, and then like we were talking about last episode, when he tore the feathers, maybe he left tattered feathers.
He's doing
as a sign that he was there.
Yeah, he's doing extra shit outside of what's being shown to us that is going to be revealed to us that he's done all throughout all of these chapters and these scenes that we'll see.
You guys think somebody's going to come in to help him?
I don't think that someone's going to come in.
No.
I don't think. Well, I mean, Endeavor is obviously going to show up here. Let's just be real.
You think it's Endeavor? Because I think if it's anybody, I think it's Best Genius.
Whoa!
Wait a minute now.
Yes, please.
Yes, bro. Fuck yeah.
That was the only thing that I could see that's deterring what I think. Because I originally
Best Genius is getting his ass roasted.
No, that's a clone, ain't it?
He's going cloth and threads.
Well, Eagle's just saying against Dobby.
But
Dobby's still wearing clothes. So
I mean, I guess he can get his ass hemmed up. Yeah.
If you're wearing clothes, you're at a disadvantage. Well, you have to be Darkshine or Puri Puri Prisoner.
And he doesn't have to beat Dobby.
That's genius. Like, let's be real.
Darkshine or Puri Puri Prisoner.
Like if I'm keeping it a buck, bro. Like that's why he's number 3, or he was number 3 before Headshot took it, right?
Yeah.
I wanted to. Oh, go ahead, Kiko.
Well, I don't think that Best Genius has to win the fight. He just has to save Hawks, so now Hawks can fight and get back to.
Sure.
But it's hard to say because maybe Hawks just got his whole shit blown, stomped.
Exactly.
Fire
This
stomped into
might even just be out of there right away
This is
because he's
definitely-
activating that fucking fire on the stomp.
Well,
Yeah, and this is definitely a play by Kohei on the story of Icarus right now.
Sure.
With Hawks like flying a little bit too close to the sun, right?
Yeah.
In this situation, right? And getting his
And I think-
feathers burnt off.
Yeah. And I think as far as stakes go, you know, like you guys are always talking about, you know,
Hawks needs to go.
I'm just
right?
saying. No, I'm just saying, like,
That's
for
what
a
I'm-
character
that's my
to
original
play
thought,
this
too.
type of role, this covert role where he's working so closely with the enemy, it would really, you know, not establish, but maintain the stakes in a way where you don't get to come away from that type of role cleanly.
Yeah,
You're
for
gonna,
sure. There's definitely stakes outside of death, and
they're gonna pay the price for that. Maybe Hawks. I think Hawks might die here.
Well,
I
see,
want him to
this
die.
This is the thing about Hero is that like I feel like kind of like how I talk about like with Hunter, how I feel like Togashi like conceptualized Nen and fleshed it out before he wrote any of the rest of the story. I feel like Kohei did a similar thing with his villains in this story, and he knew that if he was going to be writing a Western influenced villain heavy story like this, that he needed to nail it with the villains. And I feel like that's why the stakes are so clear throughout the entirety of the story, because whenever these villains show up, it's tense. You don't know what will happen because we have so many instances of consequence throughout the story, with fucking Endeavor getting maimed, with fucking All Might, you know, using the rest of his abilities and being out of the fight for the rest.
I thought
of the
Endeavor
story.
should have lost an eye. But,
Yeah,
you know,
and it looked
whatever.
like he did. You know, it looked like
It looked like he did,
but
and he should have.
We have had high stakes throughout this, and from the first villain attack when fucking Aizawa got his fucking face pushed in on the fucking steps by the Nobu,
Yeah.
and
But
he still
Aizawa
has those
needed to
scars.
get
We have
nerfed
stakes inside of fucking. We have
for
stakes
real.
inside of fucking. We have stakes
Deku's
inside
hands,
of inside of Deku's hands. Now he has to kick everybody. We have stakes inside of fucking Mirio. We have stakes inside of Night Eye. Every single villainous conflict that there is, someone is coming out not okay. So that's what makes these arcs so intense and so butt clenchy, is because you know
Somebody
that
gotta die.
Someone's getting fucked up. Yeah,
somebody's got to die.
Deku caught it right in time though, to where like when he gets his body swole up, he can start punching folk again.
Yeah, sure.
You know, he's just got to be able to handle it. He can't break his bones anymore. Once he can handle it, though, he'll go 100%.
Yeah, he's not done punching. Yeah,
Houston smash type shit, whatever.
No, Minneapolis smashing.
Minneapolis smash.
Come on, bro. When we get Minneapolis, bro. When we get Minneapolis smash, we're already in the Midwest. We got Detroit, okay? When we get Minneapolis smash in this motherfucker, bro, we're turning the fuck up, bro. We are turning the fuck up, bro. I swear to God.
I mean, what mangaka cares about Minnesota and Minneapolis? Only one is Araki.
Detroit.
Araki's the
we
only
got
one
New
that cares.
Hampshire smash, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, New Hampshire's original 13 colonies. Like,
Oh,
there's like a lot of reasons why Minneapolis is never getting up there. But I hope so.
We're getting every major city
if we do,
before
I'll
the end of the
apologize.
series.
I think Hawks dying would be a good, well, not a good thing. I don't want to say.
No,
good
it
thing,
is a
'cause I don't
great
want
thing
Hawks to
because-
die.
No,
but I
Yeah,
think it
because
would
you
be
don't
a
want to
good
go back
thing.
on what you were talking about in the Black Clover segment 2
No,
weeks ago.
man. Well, because I don't want Hawks to die at all, but I think to maintain
hear
the
me,
type
Nick?
of
You
stakes
see what
that
I'm
have been
saying, Nick?
established in the story so far,
Yeah.
in this story specifically,
Yeah.
certain stakes have been established.
Yeah.
And like I said, in I don't even know.
How cold-blooded is that panel, though?
In relevance to the role he's playing.
Yeah, for sure.
It's
for
just
sure.
it's like
I think
the
him
heroes
getting,
to sustain a loss in this battle, like maybe they do wipe out a large portion of the army, push the heroes back to where they become a smaller type of force again, with Shigaraki like upgraded, and they have to fall back and regroup and kind of rebuild their power up again. But the heroes take a significant loss in Hawks dying.
Mm-hmm.
I'm subscribed to the idea that the heroes are going to completely lose this arc.
I mean, Chigatu Machia coming in.
Yeah, I'm ready for the villains to completely beat the heroes in this arc.
Well, so then how are Shigaraki and Eggman getting there then?
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Just to speculate, because they lost the teleportation quirk.
Yeah,
they lost the warp.
No,
they're at the
there.
hospital, a completely separate location.
No, they're
the hospital's a completely separate location.
No, it's connected with a a tunnel and a train.
Yeah,
they're at the mansion right now. Yeah. They're at the mansion.
Yeah.
Well, so they're just gonna zoom
from
over on the train
with some jars to the mansion.
No, he's still there in the lab with Shigaraki.
Yeah, Giganto Machia is gonna buy the time for Shigaraki and Doctor to show up.
They can go between.
Giganto Machia, they stated, won't move at all until Shigaraki tells him.
That is bad intel by the heroes. He will move. He will move.
Yeah. Shigaraki gave him,
Shigaraki just has to tell him what to do.
Yeah. Well, and he gave him commands, pre-orders, like, hey, if this happens, do this. If this happens, do this. If this happens, do this. If none of those things happen, do nothing.
Yeah, I think he's too stupid for that. You got to tell him what to do at the time.
Maybe he is.
But in terms of the heroes getting stomped here, Giganto Manchia, they have bad intel. He is going to activate, and they are going to get big losses from that battle.
Yes. I'm so ready for the villains to completely win this arc.
I want Giganto Machia to activate, but it makes sense that he wouldn't unless
because
Shigaraki specifically says
that's what we're supposed to think and know.
Right.
So
but
Kohei's doing a good job with you.
Right. But that's also what has been established in the story so far, where the entire time All For One wasn't around, he was just chilling, walking around doing his own thing.
Regardless, Shigaraki's getting woken up anyway.
Yeah. Shigaraki just get woken up and
he's just getting woken up and he can give orders. Done.
I mean, it doesn't. He's
many paths to Giganto Machia.
Yeah. But how cold-blooded is this fucking panel? I just want to highlight this panel of fucking Hawks
sword
with the fucking machete on Boobaiga, what up?
Yeah.
Feather sword, feather stepped his ass.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'll always say that I just want Hawks to die to Dabi. I want Hawks to get up and fight back and it to be more of a fight. I don't want it to end.
It's definitely not a one-shot stomp.
No, it can't. It can't. That'd be terrible. I don't want that. And
you don't think the blue flames are incinerating his ass straight on his fucking head?
He's taking damage, but he's taking damage. He's getting before he. No.
But what about his feathers? Like he's already out of feathers.
Like hella durable or anything like that.
That doesn't mean that he's done here.
Yeah,
but his ability is the feathers. Like that's his superhero power. His wings are almost gone. He has like no feathers left. And even if he did have feathers, I bet fire counters feathers.
100%.
Sure.
These are blue flames.
Yeah,
I do not see Hawks being able to win here.
He's in a really bad spot, but I don't think that Hawks is done in this chapter.
These are blue flames.
Yeah.
And they're hotter than anything Endeavor can output, right? Which what do we think?
We've seen blue concentrated flame from Endeavor too, though.
Have we?
Have we?
When he in the Stain arc, when he evaporates that Nomu's head, the flames go blue in a concentrated blast.
A lot of that Nomu shit was filler.
Yeah, I know that, but he still evaporated that Nomu's head in the manga.
But you can still do it with regular fire.
Yeah, but sure. But anyway, his hottest flame, because Dabi has blue flames, sure, but he's still, I feel like, has less DPS than Endeavor because of how much of a detriment it is to him. Right?
Well, my only point was if the hottest shit Endeavor can put out is like eviscerating the high end Nomu.
Yeah.
Then this blue flame
should do that to
Hawks.
Just with basic power scaling. Yeah,
exactly.
Power scaling to make sense. The thing about these hero stories, I mean, it seems like in any hero story, is it's all about like matchups, and it's all like, and even though yes, it sounds like Hawks is at a disadvantage in this scenario, I don't see how he could not be.
Yeah.
But I don't know. You can write it to he moved. Best Genius.
He'll write it.
Best Genius yanked his ass right out. Before he got fucking. Like who knows? Who really knows what happens?
But still though. Like,
I mean,
I'm going to confidently say right here that Hawks is not done in this.
Right?
I don't think so.
Not in this chapter, but a chapter.
I feel like Eagle is saying that like Hawks is done.
Yeah, like first panel, next chapter, you see him roasted dead on the ground.
Yeah, like that's not. There's more of a fight. There's more of a fight here, regardless of how much longer it lasts. It's like it's not over for Hawks because of this.
This is all symbolic, as he has to kill the number 2 hero so he can be right next to Endeavor, and say, I'm next up to fight you.
Yeah.
You know, Evander Holyfield about to fight Mike Tyson. You know, he's got to be number one contender first, right? Like you gotta, you gotta just. That, I don't know. That just makes a lot of sense to me. That's why I feel like that's the way to go.
Bro, if
but
Best Genius comes back, bro, I'm holy shit.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's gonna be nuts.
Yeah. That's it for me though.
Yeah,
that's
amazing chapter.
Amazing chapter
as well.
Yeah, I'm good.
So with that, y'all know what time it is. We moving on to One Piece. Why? Chapter. Excuse me. Chapter 975.
Yeah.
Okay. Kinyamon's clever trick. And I would just like to say, hold on, no. Before we get started, I called this cover story shit where Gotti rescues Lola.
Yeah, that's right.
Instead of Chiffon.
That's very right. I know. I remember
nothing
that.
Huge.
I knew you. Nothing huge, but I knew you were going to say that because you did say it, and I remember. But
and also before we get started, I would just like to say,
yeah,
right, yeah. Can we get this shit done with already? Because now we got Lola. We can. We can wrap this shit up.
I mean, no, you're gonna have one or two more at least, right?
Yeah, there's gonna be one or two more. Yeah, because he's gonna have to go back and get Chiffon and all this.
Man, what if he goes?
What if Chiffon have to be on the same page at the same time with rap?
Yeah, there's no way he goes for the whole rack, right? And doesn't change it till 1,000. Like once we're at the rack, like I'd be real mad. Like 25 more of these? Like
no, hell no. The next cover story is gonna go to 1,000 and be done.
So. I love that y'all hate this cover story yet talk about it every.
We just gotta bring the cover story up with One Piece.
One Piece.
It's the only story that actually has a devoted cover story.
Yeah, that's canon.
It's fair. It's fair.
It's canon.
Every week,
it's its own canonical fucking little segment within. You know,
many other stories do cover story, Nick.
I don't give any shit about the cover story.
So let's move on.
Let me just say.
Let's move on. How about
Jacket Luffy Yonko?
Wow. The drip is immense.
How long have we been waiting for Jacket fucking Luffy? Dude,
the drip is
Luffy
incredible.
with a captain's jacket, bro. And we called it last chapter. We were like, yo, the collar looking a little pop. You know what I'm saying? What's up with the collar? Jacket coming out this chapter. Clean, bro. Oh my God.
Dude, bro, and tell me why Sanji's like still dripping harder than anyone, and all he did was put some fucking gloves
with
on.
just the gloves, bro. And Zoro got the standard drip too. He didn't change shit.
They got coronavirus in fucking One Piece, bro. Too. He got to throw the gloves on to handle any, that food. He's got to have the gloves on to handle that food.
He got these gloves from OJ in an auction.
But yeah, so. He's definitely looking like our Kaizoku.
All the Straw Hats looking drippy though.
Bro, but I want to talk about Usopp real quick though. Perched up on the
on the railing with the Kabuto, the black Kabuto.
Let's go.
He's got the Naruto face head.
Yes.
The plate.
Yosaku. Yosaku. Same thing Yosaku wears. Johnny and Yosaku
does rock that. And we got Nami with Zeus with a Kabuto on.
Yeah, even Zeus got the Kabuto on.
That's so tight. I love that.
All the Straw Hats looking mad drippy in the samurai gear.
Except for Zoro's regular.
Yeah, Zoro and Sanji are the only ones.
So wait a minute, who is Buddy? I can't remember who this is.
Shishilian?
Oh, is that it? Underneath Zoro's dialogue bubble?
Oh no, that's the rat.
That's one of the musketeers.
Yeah, that's the rat musketeer. Because you got the zebra dude on the other side of him.
Yeah. Okay. I was like, wait a minute, who is bro? I can't remember all these motherfuckers.
You know Rashi's boys,
Yeah,
he's the
Hey, did y'all know that Fake News Morgan's was actually a fucking smile fruit? Right there on the next one.
Bro, if Big Bird don't get his
for real, like that's a smile, right?
Yeah, for sure.
It's gotta be, unless he's just in a fucking bird suit. That's
this is the Animal Kingdom pirates. I'll have you know.
Don't say that.
Yeah, man.
Don't say that. That's your team, bro. Don't. No.
That's the Vizzy Vizzers. Is that what you said?
They're visiting all over.
I don't mind
it. I'll tell you that.
I think it sounds fun.
They're
visiting all over.
I don't mind Animal Kingdom pirates. I think
we know you don't. Shut up.
Animal Kingdom and 100 Beast. How? Well,
Sway don't have the answers to that. I'm telling you.
100 Beast pirates is whatever.
Way better.
I mean, and it's an actual.
Would you rather have 100 Beasts or the whole Animal Kingdom?
100 Beasts.
I mean, do I care about? No, do I care about?
There's a lot more than 100 beasts out there.
There's a lot of weak ass animals in the Animal Kingdom.
Are weak as hell compared to my Animal Kingdom.
There's a lot of prey.
Your
in
Animal Kingdom might be 90% fodder, and then my 100 beasts about to come.
My Animal Kingdom's all kind of poisonous shit and all kinds of everything in this motherfucking world. You got no. Man, all you got is
100 Beasts. 100 Beasts sounds cool as hell. Animal Kingdom sounds like a Disney Sunday morning cartoon show.
Sounds like a.
No,
sounds like
not
a,
quite
get out
that.
of here.
Not quite that.
I know the
bad.
Animal Cracker Pirates gotta go, bro. Like I'm too old for Animal Crackers, bro.
I'm way too old for Animal Crackers. Even the frosted ones, get them out of here. We don't want none of that.
The story ain't for 30-year-old motherfuckers.
Oh my god. Anyway, okay, getting into the chapter, moving on to things.
See, and now y'all mad at facts.
No.
Those are facts.
Those are facts. Crazy. Oh,
the story has a demographic, does it not?
Ooh. Oh.
Yeah,
it's
high school Asians, not fucking 30-year-old adults and 25-year-old adults like myself. We gotta remove ourselves. We gotta remove ourselves from the mindset of our age.
No,
there's plenty of adult themes in this story.
There's
human trafficking in this story.
Yeah, you need to go look at the demographic.
So what?
Purchasing
Fuck the demographic. There's plenty of
no.
themes in here.
I'm saying no. If you look at who purchases the manga in Japan, it's fucking primarily people over 20 years old.
The story has a demographic.
And guess who understands it better?
The people
than we
who
do?
purchase the manga are older because it's fucking 20 years old.
Okay, so
right?
the fan base
because
it's
up. Just like Berserk, where you got fucking 50-year-old dudes reading the story that have been reading it when it started.
That's right,
and it's only because it's been going for so fucking long.
The fan base has grown up.
Never gonna finish it.
So the fan base has grown up.
Yeah. But that does not mean the story has to grow with your interest as a growing human.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't mean it has to, but it is. There's adult themes all throughout this shit.
And regardless, what we're talking about here is that the manga probably says 100 beasts.
Yes.
And we're translating it as Animal Kingdom.
That is the main
no reason.
Yeah.
You could just leave it as 100 beasts.
To pitch it to 8-year-olds in America.
Yes.
To pitch it to 8-year-olds in America.
Thank you, Nick. Because I was getting a little bit like that is the main point. I was getting into my back.
I don't know that we should say what it probably says unless we can get somebody to read.
Right.
I'll look at that shit right now, bro. How many times have I told you what the kanji says in the fucking story?
But then you've also said that you only know a little bit and not exactly what it says. So what really is it? You know what I'm saying? Can you identify exactly what it's saying?
Bro, that doesn't mean it's all bro. Yes, if I can read it, I'll tell you I can read it, and I'll tell you what it says.
Hyakuju, which is 100 beasts.
Oh,
yes, Hakuju. Yes, I already knew that.
Even Funimation calls it the Beasts Pirates.
Yeah, it's 100 Beasts is a direct translation. I've always known that. That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I was trying to say amidst all the yelling. That is a direct translation. But
couple mimosas deep here, okay. Anyway, moving on. So
Denjiro.
Actually, before that. This tri attack, this triple attack from Big Shabandi vibes here. So Punk Rotten, Bounce Man, and
Punk Rotten is that shit.
Isn't that so?
Is cold blooded.
Isn't it so funny that they got like big power ups and losses just room?
Yep, still the same.
Yeah,
but I mean he's been above them.
Still OP.
Yeah.
Sure, I know, but it's just like anticlimactic too for him to go last too. You may as well put him first and get his dumbass room out of the way.
Yeah, what if he was just like building or like complex?
What was fucking shit called mansion something? Whatever.
Yeah, 4D mansion. Fucking
yeah. But Oda really excels at. I mean, actually, maybe I'll save this for back to talking about Denjiro, which I did call. Obviously, I had no idea that Denjiro, like plan failed successfully or task failed successfully.
For Kinemon.
For Kinemon, there's no way really to predict that, right? Like that's what that fucking symbol really meant. He misread Tokage or just mistranslated Yasui's intention on that. Like there's no way, but the fact that Denjiro did change the whole plan is what I said last week.
Yeah. You did say that. Wow.
Yeah, I called just about everything from last week to this week. It seems like. I feel like the title has changed here.
Hey.
But
we all been Adamas at one point.
Hey,
okay.
But how about Kinemon for 2020 out here? You know, let's you know, task failed successfully is his new fucking slogan for fucking Kinemon 2020 right here.
Yes. But man, Denjiro fucking just like cleaves the fucking warship in half.
Yes.
That's a great feat to have. And that puts a little bit more into perspective on how he just kind of like backhanded the fucking pound cannon from Zoro earlier in the arc. Yeah, so that was nice. So that goes back into what Eagle was saying about how Kyoshiro can definitely handle this man. And we were sitting there clowning him like he's fodder. No, this man is bad.
And this was the thing that would make sense, especially, I mean, this couldn't make any more sense because not only Denjiro, we didn't really have any feats from him, you know, even in the flashback. So it's like, we didn't really know. But the fact that, you know, he obviously was strong enough to become one of, you know, Odin's retainers and that
he was probably the youngest, wasn't it? No, Izo might have been the youngest.
Yeah, either way, so fucking Denjiro loses it basically after everything happens, and he changes his whole persona to obviously getting ingratiated with Orochi. Yeah. But more so than that, it changed who he was, and that drove him to probably train. And obviously, he was always out doing those jobs as the thief that was getting the money back.
Yeah, we got 20 years of Denjiro
Ushimitsu
here.
Yeah, Ushimitsu. And like so. It makes a lot of sense that he progressed farther than obviously the ones that transported to the future didn't progress at all.
Yes.
And so the only one that was supposed to progress really is Ashura. You know. Yeah. Probably. Well, Kawamatsu's in prison though.
That puts it into perspective on how he could clash with Jack the way that he did earlier in the arc too. So that actually doesn't down because remember we who was talking shit about how weak Jack seemed because random fat burger samurai was clashing with him the way that he was. No. That is what you were saying. You were like, Jack's not shit. Kaido's the weakest.
I did not say Jack's.
Yes, you did. It's on camera.
I did not say Jack's not shit.
I said that the 100 Beast Pirates
I think Kaido is the weakest Yonko.
Yeah, and that his team is underwhelming, you know, to scale, right? Because
what I
Shutenmaru.
said is that I don't like their devil fruits. I think they could be cooler.
Oh well, I'll go.
What, the smile fruits?
I mean,
no, the commander's devil fruits.
I mean, it fits.
I think a mammoth. I think a mammoth and a brachiosaur are underwhelming, is what I said.
Yeah, but see, like that's the thing about Zoans is that they're not flashy. Mm-hmm. They're stat based. Right?
Yeah.
So like we know that like ancient Zoans in general, like look at page 1. Like page 1, you know, took all of that from Sanji and still got up.
Right, like but
that's a big deal.
Y'all see the clip from the anime?
Like the Spinosaur, that's a good example. A Spinosaur is a cold-blooded ass dinosaur that I would expect.
Mammoth is the tightest
one of the three
of
top
that we'll ever
Mammoth is tight. The Brachiosaur is one thing, you know.
But the Spinosaur is one that one of the commanders should have. Well, or that is a good perspective one that it's a good like intimidating ass fucking one.
And I would
think one of the top 3 dudes in the Zoan army would have it.
I'm sure that our opinions on that will change once we see full powered fights from all of the top commanders.
See how Oda does it, right?
And we'll see exactly like he'll get in his bag and show us really what these commanders are going to do in a full power setting, right? But I'm just saying, like going back to like Shutenmaru, you know, after Odin dies and going through that 20-year leap. Inside of like Kinemon and the retainers that jumped, and Shutenmaru staying back and Denjiro staying back and having a reason to better themselves coming into this final conflict, it puts it into perspective why Jack was held back the way that he was from Shutenmaru, because if you're rolling with Odin and we've seen Odin's feats, it makes sense that his retainers are on a level that can kind of like fuck with, you know, Kaido's top tiers,
especially if it's 20 years of time training. I mean, even though he was probably sitting around drinking a lot, you know, but still, you know, he's definitely training for the day because he knows. I mean, they all believe in this fateful day that Toki told them, you know. So,
man. I don't want to take it back to the devil thing. I was just going to say, wouldn't it be cold-blooded if they had a velociraptor?
We're going to see that. We are definitely going to see
that. I'm just saying, why is one of the commanders not the velociraptor?
I'll tell you, if we all want to have dinosaur
like
time,
a speedy-ass fucking.
I would like an Ankylosaurus, the one that's got the big ass fucking bludgeon for a tail, and it's all fucking armor with spikes in every direction. Tyrannosaurus couldn't even fight it. That thing crushed Tyrannosaurus. Couldn't even fight it. So like, that's right. And that's an herbivore, you know.
And we haven't even seen a T-Rex technically.
No, I mean you get the
because Drake is the Allosaurus.
Allosaurus,
And then we got the Spino.
Close. I mean, they're just a smaller version of, or whatever.
I'm sure
you probably just didn't want to go with like stereotypical,
right? And
like,
Oda is not
Velociraptor, T-Rex,
exactly what he's got in store for the 100 Beast Pirates yet. I feel like all of this underwhelming feeling that we get from this crew is on purpose.
Maybe
he's really about to bang it over our fucking heads in this final conflict with just how strong these characters are.
Hey, and
maybe the Toby Ropo are all those cold-blooded dinosaurs that we were just listing off.
And Brachio Bomb did damage, right? Like
Brachio Bomb did damage. Eagle doesn't like to say that. Out. Eagle doesn't like to say that.
Wait, no.
Remember when you were saying that it was just because of velocity and just because of weight and gravity?
I said gravity and velocity played a large factor in it because he's a big ass object and like I don't know if he could generate that force to knock her ass out just standing on the ground.
That's part of his technique,
and he's strong enough.
And I also think it was a large gamble on his part.
Yeah, and he's strong enough to withstand that force himself
in the neck on that big long.
So he's taking advantage of his fruit in ways that we would see Luffy.
Yeah, it's reverse Kankase.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so
it's front flip Kankase.
So is Kankase weak?
But and I also think it was a large gamble on his part too. It
may have been.
I don't think he was like, this might knock her out. It might not.
Yeah,
and I might not even land on the bitch.
Yeah, it could have definitely been a stage dive type situation where the crowd moves and they just dead ass. But
and the fact that he specifically said like I'm gonna go to the highest one, tells me that did play a part in the force of the fall.
Why wouldn't it though? Like there's no reason why we should think that gravity and velocity did not play a factor. It's supposed to play a factor in that. That's why he did what he did. Yeah. You know what I mean? But it's not. It's still a test.
Y'all were flaming me for saying. All right.
No, because you were saying that he's not that tight himself, and that the gravity and the velocity is the reason why. Like it's all a part of his ultimately the move that he chose to use in his plan inside of it. And you know what I mean? So it's still all Queen that did the thing.
And he used full animal form too. Like it's not like we saw a hybrid form.
Right. If
you
go back to the episode where we really argue about this hardcore, you can all see it for yourself. It was pretty heated, but I don't remember which episode that was. It was somewhere in season 1, I think. But
how about
it was probably the episode where he did the Brachio Bomb.
I think it was the one right after. Yeah,
maybe
whatever.
It was the one after.
Yeah. But anyway, so what I was going to say before is how Oda really excels at planning out the hero/genius by mistake scenario, right? Yeah. Like it never seems that stupid, right? Like it doesn't seem, because this is definitely these scenarios where people are the savior by mistake, either, through intellect or heroics or whatever it is. When that happens, like that's very easy to fuck that up, and make it sound stupid. And Oda somehow, you're just like,
okay, let's go. Yeah,
Oda did it again. How does he do it?
I was laughing my ass off, bro.
Yeah. I know,
but it wasn't dumb. He has a great point, Kiko. You have a great point.
This man came on said,
he said, "Oh yeah. Oh yeah, man. Yeah, that was me.
Yeah, pass forward successfully. That's how you do it."
So I want to ask y'all. So right now, we have 5,400 soldiers ready to go to Onigashima.
Mm-hmm.
What are the last 200? It's going to be Gomu. It's going to be a 500-600 people going to the island. I'm just saying, like, Oda loves to use numbers in terms of some subtle references or whatever. I feel like 5,400. What's the number here? Nothing. 5,600. Gomu, Luffy, so is Jinbei gonna show up with 200 fishermen?
Let's go, baby.
I think there are 200 people that are yet to arrive.
Just gonna say,
No.
After this chapter, can we finally just say, just a rest in peace to my man?
Jinbei, no, dude, Jinbei, bro.
Y'all thought he was gonna save the ship, and I'm gonna give this one to Kiko too, because you did call that it was just the Atom Wood,
and I was hard body enough to
withstand the bombs.
Yeah, I was on the optimistic side that said Jinbei saved him, but just because Jinbei, just because Jinbei didn't save him doesn't confirm his death.
But bro. Dude,
he's not dead.
He's not dead.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. Like, man, dude, like a lot of people were really upset with like the way Big Mom and her family, like, they were lacking hard in letting as many people get away as they did, type shit. So if they then like let the people get away who literally stayed behind to fight so that they could get away, like, that's the vanguard,
at a
bro.
way bigger advantage to get away in the water.
How bad does that make her look, though?
So what? Who cares about how bad it fucking makes her look? They got away because they have the fucking means to get away.
She's a
Fuck Big Mom. Fuck Big Mom. She's done.
If we want to talk about stakes,
she's done plenty to show us.
If we want to talk about stakes for a second, like, how much does that shit on the stakes to go into a Yonko territory and literally, like, the only detriment is Pedro dying. Not even the people that stayed to fight to the last so that we can get away.
Peckham's died.
One Piece's stakes are way different.
Smokes died, right?
Yes, we can assume.
One Piece has had stakes the whole time. I mean, like,
they're just
if the Vinsmokes. No, hold on. Now, if you're gonna say the Vinsmokes died, Jinbei is dead.
Why?
How?
Jinbei was there with them.
He has a better means to escape than they do.
Yeah, infinitely better means. Like,
he's in
like
the
astronomically
ocean.
better. Astronomically better.
It doesn't make sense for him to not escape.
How can a team full of devil?
Because they're in the water.
And devil
who's
fruit
chasing him underwater in a way that will kill him? They're all devil fruit users.
Big Mom had the candy wave. Could have made its way over there. She's just hemming him up.
Stop. All right, look. Gamble, know me. Who is
think
Jinbei dead or alive?
How deep is the water in that ocean?
He's alive.
Yeah, gamble. Yeah, we're all gonna say he's alive.
Except for
I think it would be terrible.
Well,
if he
you definitely never kill a character off screen.
You think it would be
terrible?
No,
that was my question.
It would be terrible, but when he lives
he
and Oda explains it, you're gonna be here for it.
He had like an emotional send off where the message was pretty much like,
but he wasn't
just like Bon-Clay. Bon-Clay didn't die.
Just like Bon-Clay. Bon-Clay didn't die. How the only way that you could see this being explained away that doesn't seem terrible is that Luffy encounters Big Mom at the end of this somewhere, and Big Mom's like, yeah, I killed him myself, and shows some that, has to show her killing Jinbei, holding him up, sucking his soul out till he's nothing.
She tells his ass, Jinbei ain't coming. I fucking yacked on his ass.
That's the only thing that could have. You're right that I won't say like you're right because I don't think that Jinbei's dead, but I think that there is at least an explainable way to make it happen, and that Jinbei, because Luffy could just be still sitting there, like, because we've already seen it once, like, why isn't Jinbei here? Luffy already did do that, and what if the fight's starting, like, why isn't Jinbei here? And he's saying that, and he's trying to ask, Big Mom family people or something. I don't know. They smirk at it, and I don't know. It's unlikely. It's just very.
The biggest thing for me on it is, like I've said, when it comes to stakes in One Piece, obviously not a lot of people die. People died that were
not named high profile named characters. Died.
Okay, you're going like this, but like, okay, for every arc, for the volume of arcs, who's died in real time that fucking mattered? Ace, Whitebeard. There's two for the whole story.
But if you look at any other story,
the whole story, like, there's
nobody.
Two.
Like,
no, we're not talking about flashbacks. I'm talking about real time.
I'm
saying relative to other manga. Like, has a single character in Hero died? Has a single character in Black Clover died?
Yes. Right, but we're talking about the latter stage of the story, where we're talking about the serious part of the story. And I'm not one who argues this a lot, where people need to die a lot for the new people, because people want the new world to be really serious, where people are dying every arc. I'm not one that argues that serious of a standpoint.
Yeah.
But man, when we're going into Yonko fucking territory here, I think
now you
maybe somebody a little more, like, there has to be some kind of repercussions.
And we're not gonna see it has to be Jinbei. We can't see that in another character.
Pedro. and
no,
Peckham's.
No. I'm talking about moving forward.
So if you want, my thing on it is, if you want somebody who we care about a lot to kill, but not like so integral to the story and to marketing, as one of the actual Straw Hats that have been ingrained in the story for much longer at this point, Jinbei is a solid option.
Why can't Shanks Shanks pull up and die at the end of all this? This is a huge scale war that we're about to
go. Because Shanks has nothing to do with Whole Cake Island.
Jinbei has a specific
Okay, so you're saying that someone needed to die from Whole Cake Island.
I'm saying someone of greater, and this is, messed up to say, because like shout outs to Pedro, shout outs to Spectre.
yeah.
Someone of greater significance than one of those two.
Okay. So you're saying
that, and I think it was not only like symbolically well set up with how it ended, but it was almost a death send off.
See,
with how Jinbei chose to like stay behind, like I'm gonna hold down this shit while you get away. This is my final act as holding you down as a member of your crew. Now that I've totally entered,
you said that many times. But does it make sense to show an amazing ability that Jinbei has to be a helmsman like no other on a ship that's going to be needed to get to Raftel, most likely, to kill him when they're going to... we haven't had a helmsman the whole time. All these other fucking crews have helmsmen, and it's their job that's been specified.
And now
it only wouldn't make sense. It only wouldn't make sense if you encountered another situation where you needed a helmsman of that skill.
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
To traverse the ship.
That's exactly what he's saying. So we're going to get a new helmsman besides Jinbei to help them get...
What if we really don't need I'm saying, what if we really don't need like that level of helmsmanship? Because obviously Big Mom was bringing a tidal wave down on him. They needed to get away. They needed a badass helmsman at that time.
You think
are they going to need that level of helmsmanship?
You don't think that we are? You don't think it makes sense that towards the final arc of One Piece, we're not going to see weather conditions and raging tides that require a helmsman of Jinbei's caliber to get through?
It's possible.
It's definitely going to happen. If we're going to talk about
I don't know that I would go as far
as
saying definitely. I don't know that.
Okay, so basically your whole thing is that you need Jinbei to die so that the stakes are there, because it makes sense for what was built up in Whole Cake Island, even though we're far away from Whole Cake Island now. You want that big moment to come to really like set in stone how perilous Whole Cake Island was. And you want that at the end of Wano to confirm that for the end of Whole Cake Island. When are we going to get this? When are we going to get this moment that you're talking about then?
I don't know.
Exactly. It would have to be towards the climax of the arc. Big Mom is not just, we're not just going to get a chapter of Big Mom randomly saying, I killed Jinbei. Like if the scene you want is going to happen, it's going to happen towards a very climactic stage of this conflict.
Yeah. Right.
So you want the closure of the stakes of Whole Cake Island to happen during the climax of Wano, in the way that you feel like makes sense for the send-off that Jinbei gave 100 chapters ago, when Jinbei is clearly needed in other parts in the future of the story, and it doesn't make sense to kill him off camera.
I wouldn't say clearly needed yet. We don't know that.
Well, okay.
You're going under the assumption that there's going to be crazy waves.
I'm going under the assumption that why would you kill him off camera? Why would you introduce a helmet?
He didn't die off camera. He had a send off. Also, you kill him off camera because Oda doesn't like drawing gore and shit. That's a fact.
But you're comparing it to Ace and Whitebeard.
He's on record saying that he does not like drawing. You're not going to see people dying on camera in ways like that often.
But then why are you comparing it to Ace and Whitebeard?
Because I'm saying those are significant deaths.
Right.
The only time I brought up Ace and Whitebeard was when we were acting like there's tons of significant deaths.
Yeah, but you're saying that
saying those are really the only two.
Right, and you're saying that Jinbei is needed
real time anyway.
But you're saying that Jinbei is needed there because we need another real time death that is huge for the stakes of the story. So you're comparing it to Ace and Whitebeard's death. Then why isn't it being a spectacle in that way? Right?
Because it was a spectacle at the end where they chose to send.
Yeah, and that we got the same thing from Bon Clay and Bon Clay.
We can't keep going in a circle on this. We already got.
Yeah, exactly.
We already got the standpoints here.
Yeah, all right, we got it. Yeah. Yeah, we're good. And was there anything that you guys wanted to say about the chapter itself? I think we covered literally all of the chapter.
Yeah, we pretty much covered all the chapter.
Yeah, okay, we're good.
Jacket Luffy Yonko level.
Yeah, we're good.
But yeah, I gotta see Kanjuro get yacked down.
Kanjuro definitely needs to.
It's not gonna happen.
Oh yeah, okay. And we saw Shinobu is snaked up.
Yep.
That's the last thing that we were going to say, because we thought that she was knocked out. I think like last chapter.
Yeah.
He knocked her out.
Incapacitated.
Incapacitated. He's got her hemmed up with the snakes, with the snake drive. Okay, so then we're good. We covered it all. Okay.
So do we think it's were we talking about this last episode? Is it Kanjuro versus Kinemon?
Oh.
Yeah, that's good. That'd be fine.
We did not talk about that. I don't think.
First retainer versus trader. Yeah.
I think that's a great matchup.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kinemon's clearly been the main character of the retainers.
Yeah.
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 Especially with the emotional shit too. I feel like they got some shit there.
Oh yeah.
But yeah.
That'll do it.
Fucking Denjiro. Did anybody notice that shit was like? Who knew that shit was a wig?
I did not.
But he just pulled it off like.
Yep.
Yeah, I did not.
Yeah.
Crazy shit, man.
Oh yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, dude.
That'll do it for this episode of the Project Manga Podcast. Thank you all so much for watching. If you did, be sure to like this video if you enjoyed this episode of the Project Manga Podcast. Be sure to subscribe and hit that noti bell if you're new to the show and have been enjoying it so far. We'll chirp you when we come out with some new shit. Be sure to leave a comment down below and let us know what you thought of this Weekend Jump, and also thoughts on any of the things we discussed or brought up or asked you to comment on.
Hell yeah.
And be sure, as always, to visit the link tree in the description box down below, where you can find the links to any and all of our online communities, audio listening platforms to consume the podcast on, and ways to support the podcast if you feel so inclined. And with all those words said, this will be another incredible episode of the Project Manga Podcast wrapping up. I'm your host, Eagle.
It's your man's Kiko.
Noxie.
And Nickums.
Peace.
Where lights won't chase us.